Quick. Auntie breaking down the truth real slick. Cases they hide, stories they miss. Auntie shine light on all of this. Real talk, facts on the table. Justice for the ones who ain't able. If the world stay quiet, Auntie gon' speak. Truth come alive every single week. Auntie, tell us what they don't say. We bring the truth. With Auntie.
Well, hello, nieces and nephews. Welcome back to True Crime with Auntie. Now, if you're new here, my name is Auntie, and I bring fair, fact-based courtroom coverage from some of the most talked about criminal cases in the country. Welcome my co-host, Jello Jackpot Slots. She is going to be joining me again today. Now, we're going to do something a little different today. We're going to be actually having an open panel. So if any of you guys would like to join the panel, you write in the chat, drop the link, and I will drop the link. Now, we're going to be respectful on the panel, and we're going to be courteous to each other. If not, then you will be dropped. All right, so before we get started, do me a favor and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this live out to your favorite true crime groups. It helps the channel more than you know. And if you appreciate the work I do traveling to court, sitting through testimony, taking notes, and bringing you these updates, consider joining the Auntie Circle memberships. Memberships get you exclusive content, member-only lives, and automatically enter into our monthly membership appreciation giveaway, which is $100. All right, guys. So I want to play. Let me just start off. I was in court this week for the People versus Karmelo Anthony trial. Now, I did leave on Saturday. I was not there on Saturday, but I was told that the prosecution rested and defense did start it. Okay. Now, for those of you that do not know, Karmelo Anthony is charged with the murder of Austin Metcalf following a confrontation at a high school track meet in Frisco, Texas. The defense says this was self-defense. The prosecution says this was murder. At the center of this case is a confrontation that lasted only seconds, but has sparked debate across the country. And pretty much what is truly, truly sad about this case, it has taken a racial undertone of its own. a lot of racists are entering into this case, basing it on race, when in fact it was based on bullying.
Exactly. Exactly.
How are you doing today, niece?
I'm good. I'm good. Auntie, I wasn't going to turn my camera on. But then my husband, look, he was like, make sure, that you guys are staying relatable, especially if you're going to do an open panel and trying to, what I'm saying, engage with people. You kind of want them to look in your eyes and see that you mean what you say.
That's true. Nephew, he told you, but he didn't tell me.
He just told me.
I love him.
Girl, he just did it. He was like, make sure Auntie, whatever. And I say, I'm going to text her. So I was just going to text you.
Child, I can't today. I don't have my hair done.
It's okay. Look, you beautiful anyway.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. All right, guys. So now the main question is, did Karmelo reasonably fear he was mad, he was about to be harmed? Yes. Or did he escalate a situation that never justified deadly force? Those are the questions these jurors will ultimately answer. So I want to play, first of all, I want you guys to understand what was used as the weapon. All right, so I'm going to put it on stage here. And I do have, okay. Now I am screaming for you guys on Facebook. I am sorry you guys can't see. Maybe I should turn on the camera so that they can see the computer. Let me try that so I can be fair to them. Hold on, Facebook.
Yes, Auntie. Let me go on there too so I can comment back.
Hold on, Facebook. Let me push this back some. I don't want to mess up, guys. I'm trying to get Facebook in here so that they can see. Okay. All right, Facebook. This is gonna yeah, that's not gonna work. But anyway, they can listen. Hold on, guys.
Crazy part, Auntie, I'm actually on Facebook right now going back and forth with somebody about the weapon.
So the weapon,
we're gonna talk about both of those, the weapon and the friendship between him and one of the kids.
Eddie Parr.
Please.
All right, so this is a multi-use weapon. A lot of people use this for hunting. I had a talk with my grandson earlier, and he was saying this is very useful in track. Now, this is what he told me for their cleats. Thank you so much for that super chat, Jello Shots. I appreciate you. Now, my grandson, who is an athlete, he said this is very useful with the cleats. Also, with cutting off, he said some things that they have to wear that they can use to cut things off. As you see, it has scissors on it. Yes. So, and there is, you can see the little 3-inch knife there. Even if that, 3 inches. And there's a 1, 3 inches and 2. But anyway, as you can see, this tool has multiple types of things on it that can be used.
Exactly.
And so what are you gonna say? Go ahead, baby.
What's crazy is that even us, like back in the day, if you were an athlete in school, me and my husband were talking about this. If you are an athlete in school, and it's the God, the honest truth, we had those hanging from our book bags. Like you wore those. You had that in school, even back in our time. So I'm just like, why now they're trying? I do understand. Okay, it was used as a weapon, but we had those in school.
So pretty much what you're saying is that, and what I'm saying too, is that he did not bring that as something to use as a weapon.
No.
Towards anyone.
No. That is something that a lot of athletes carry when it comes to, like your grandson said, when it comes to dealing with, it has multiple uses. So sometimes if we're cutting something real quick, or you know how sometimes your shoelace, especially with track or different things, cheer, We even use those with cheer. You have a string hanging. You pull the little scissor part out and cut the little string off before you go out and start cheering. You know what I'm saying? It like I don't know. I don't know. They're making it like he had this knife from home, like like a knife from home or army knife.
Yes, and that's what at first when I heard about it, I'm thinking like, I'm trying to put in my head, like, what, he had a knife? Then I was like, a switchblade. I was having all sort of thoughts. My mind never went on this.
Yes.
Multi-tool.
Yeah, multi-tool. It's a multi-tool. Multi-purpose tool.
Multi-purpose tool. Yeah. My mind never went on that. So it kind of makes sense. And I think a lot of people were being untruthful when they said that they didn't have one of these,
untruthful. And we're what, 30 years past almost high school and stuff, you know what I mean? So, over the girl, we're 30 years past, okay? High school, because my son will be 30 this month. So yeah, we use those. I don't understand. I don't understand.
Right. And he's being charged with murder, and for murder you have to have intent. So I mean, this right here, I'm gonna say, and that's for me, I want you guys to see what was used, but for me, I don't feel like he brought this intentionally to go out and harm people.
No,
okay?
No.
Because we do know there were multiple people there and only one person was stabbed.
Yes. And
now, go ahead, baby. Go ahead.
No, I said we're going to lead up to talking about that stab also.
Correct. Now, let me tell you something. Now, we do know, I was there for when they picked the jury. We do know that the only remaining Black potential jurors were Black. Okay. And they were struck down by prosecution.
Yes.
Okay. So there was no Black jurors on the juror list, for the jury pick. I mean, for jurors. So there was the jury consists of non-Black people. Okay. Now, what was the strategic by the prosecution that most of his witnesses were Black?
Yep.
And that was something I feel was very strategic by that prosecutor.
Yes.
That most of his witness, out of all them students under that track, under that tent, and from what they said, it was about 20 to 25 students at that time under that tent.
True.
So what the defense has done is they have bought into this race thing. So the witnesses that he brought forth testified, that Karmelo, first of all, guys, I'm going to have to say this, all right? Because I was there for some of the testimony. That those testimonies were very coached.
Yes.
Okay, they were very coached, and they were full of lies because they were caught in lies. Okay. Now, at the end, the prosecutors would ask the children witnesses, who was the aggressor? Karmelo. Did Austin want to fight? No. That's what they would say after, he would question them, and that they really try to make Karmelo be that aggressive Black young man with a knife.
That's crazy.
Now, the great job that the defense did was they came back with transcripts from the interrogation. Thank God that the detectives record all interrogations, okay? So when a defense for every witness, right? Because the first witness, most of the witnesses tried to say on that second day that all Austin did was nudge Karmelo, like just touch him on the shoulder. But then the transcript said that he shoved him, and it was a hard shove, that he actually grabbed him and pulled him up. This was told on the day of the incident to the detectives. So when they was cross-examined, some of them, say they didn't recall. So the defense attorney, he walked over there and he showed them, and then some of them remembered. But then some of them, maybe one or two of them say they didn't recall.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And that's funny to me, is that, girl, when they go into everything that's being done with these testimonies, right, from the children, you don't want to call children liars, but when you go into everything and then you kind of show them, like, hey, didn't you say this the day of the event? You said something totally different from what you're saying now. Oh, I don't recall. You don't recall. Okay, so let me show you what you said. Did you not say to the police officer that Hunter got more aggressive with the way that he was getting upset with Karmelo? And then it's like, well, yes, I did say that. Okay, so why aren't you saying that now then? Why
Right.
isn't it like no one said anything to Karmelo? He just blatantly started calling y'all pussies out of nowhere. Like, let's not do that. Let's not do that. You get what I'm saying? And then even for the ones that said he aggressively pushed Karmelo so hard that he pushed him back on another young kid, which was named Justin. And that kid pushed Karmelo back to the front. So that makes you go, was he surrounded by children? Because if he was pushed back on someone and he was sitting down, that says a lot to me.
That says a very lot for someone. For me, if someone's going to be aggressive, they're not going to be aggressive sitting down.
No, they're not.
Now, one thing was consistent throughout these trial days and reporting was that Karmelo never stood up.
Never.
Until he was pulled up and then he ran. And I want you guys to be aware that Karmelo was on the 9th bleachers. All right. He was on the 9th bleachers. Okay. Sitting down. Also, what was testified in court, but this was after the defense had to pull the truth
exactly
out of these children witnesses, is that Karmelo was invited
to that
tent.
Exactly. Invited. He was called over. That's the part they're missing. They won't talk about that.
Called over, y'all. Now, first, I want to show y'all a picture of Karmelo. I want to show y'all a picture of Austin, and I want to show y'all the setup of the tent, because some people were thinking that the tent was just on the ground. You're going to see that the tent was covering bleachers. So I'm going to remove this picture, and I'm going to show you the setup. Do y'all see the setup of this tent?
Exactly. It's covering bleachers.
It's covering bleachers, guys. Now, this is Austin Metcalf. He was 17 at the time. He's actually the victim. He did die. And it was very unfortunate that he died. Okay. Very, very unfortunate. This is Karmelo. He was 17 at the time. He is the one that's facing first-degree murder. And he is saying self-defense. He used the multi-tool knife, and he stabbed Austin, and he's claiming self-defense. Okay, so these are the two young men. They both were 17 at the time. The entire situation is very, very unfortunate. Now, some people are saying we wouldn't be here today if Karmelo did not go under a tent that wasn't his. Now that y'all are hearing that he was called over there, now what is the antagonist? Okay, now what are y'all saying? Are y'all saying now that we wouldn't be here today if Austin would have never taken things into his own hands? If he would have went and got a coach, if he felt so uncomfortable by Karmelo being under the school tent?
Exactly. And that's why I made sure, Auntie, and I recorded that part where the young lady was reading off both sides of what happened with the questioning and the witness that was actually friends with Karmelo, that everyone's going, no, he was just friends with the girlfriend. Well, no, if the news will report everything. Look, everything. I'm gonna stress that from both sides. Then everyone would know that Karmelo and this young man hung out at his house together without the girlfriend.
Yes.
Karmelo and this young man met up at every track meet and met up together at every track meet, which has been left out of things because they showed the pictures to the young man saying, isn't this you and Karmelo in the middle of the track field 10 days prior at a different track meet? Oh, isn't this you and Karmelo at a whole nother track meet sitting on the bench laughing and talking in a video that they have? Like, this is something you guys always did, correct? And he said yes. So it's like he was coached to try to make it like they weren't really friends. Now you got the defense showing they were friends. You get what I'm saying? You guys have been friends. And now it's like, oh no, but he testified that he was just friends with the girlfriend. Well, that's because the media hasn't put it out there that these two were personal friends.
That's correct. And so, like I said, I was there at this courthouse. So I actually was rubbing elbows. I was talking with the media. We were all in one room together.
Yeah.
Now I did meet this one media person. She is actually, not part of the bigger networks like Fox and this and that. I liked her. She was a very nice lady. Matter of fact, I like everybody. Okay. That I came in contact with. But I want y'all to hear what she has to say about the court date that happened on Saturday.
Yes.
And the defense called its first witness a Centennial track coach who testified that there were no real rules, that no one could go into another team's tent. He says it's very relaxed.
Now, did y'all hear that? For the, the thugs, the racist thugs, because they seem to have no type of home training. They don't seem to have no type of, formal education. Okay. They want to say, they want him to be charged because he was under a school tent that was not his. Now, did y'all hear what this reporter just said? And she's not a black persuasion. Okay. Yeah. Now I'm finna I want to hear that again. How about you?
Yeah, I do want to hear that again.
Okay, let's hear that again.
Ron Roberts. Go ahead.
And the defense called its first witness a Centennial track coach who testified that there were no real rules, that no one could go into another team's tent. He says it's very relaxed at track meets and they often go into other people's tents. He also said that they did not have a tent that day when it was raining because they did not have the manpower. And he also said that they always have a coach inside that tent because they know that sometimes there is a confrontation, there could be confrontations between students. And the defense is trying to show that they didn't understand why Memorial's players were so intent on not having somebody under their tent and why there was not a coach there supervising them, Teresa.
Okay. Now, did y'all hear that? That came from the Centennial coach.
Yes.
He's a coach there, racist thugs. He is a coach there. Mm-hmm. None of y'all aren't coaches there. I'm not a coach there. My co-host is not a coach there.
No.
This man that was on the stand is a coach there. Mm-hmm. And he said there was no established rules. There was no policies that said other students cannot go under a different team's tent. He said they usually do that. He said it's pretty much laid back. Mm-hmm. Now, I do want to tell y'all, as of 2026, there is a rule now.
Yes. Now there is. Now there is a rule.
Yeah.
There was not one. Texas
law. Go ahead.
No, I'm just reading what he said about the Texas law saying even if they aren't aggressors, what it say, you cannot provoke them. And that's part of the thing too, where you guys keep using the whole, not you guys, Texas law does say the thing about provoking, Auntie. I did look that up, right?
Yeah, but provoking is not touch me and see what happens.
Exactly. That's not provoking. That's a warning. Okay. Because you're saying you will beat my ass. Did y'all know that one of the kids testified? See, this is where we're getting into that ground where the media is only posting certain things and not everything. But did you guys know that one of the children testified that Austin told Karmelo that he would beat his bitch ass? Did y'all
Now
know?
that's provoking.
Did
You
y'all?
cannot provoke somebody, okay? And then, try to tell them how to respond. See, y'all, they getting provoked, fucked up,
They
okay? You cannot. Now, provoking is if I come to you and say, oh, yeah, you MFer, I beat you and your mammy. I'll do this to you, I'll do that.
That's coming to you. That's coming to you, not you coming to me. That's a whole different story. But okay.
They don't understand provoking. Now, we do know, like I said, that the children, not only were they coached, the prosecution and whoever else was, part of this coaching gave the children stress balls. So each child that came to the stand was squeezing on a little ball, a rubber ball. They were squeezing. See, this is all for visual.
Yeah.
Right? This is all for visual. So they come in there packed with lies. And why I can say lies, because I was there when the prosecution crossed them and let them read what they told the detectives the day of the incident. Now we know their memory on the day of the incident is way better than their memory
a year
later. Now I'm going to play another video because I know the racist thugs like to say I'm lying.
Go ahead.
Okay? They say I'm lying, right? When I was there at the courts.
You were.
All week.
Every day.
Okay, so we're going to play another video from the media.
Details widely varied. Now, one of the most anticipated witnesses was that student who knew both Karmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf. He testified that tensions escalated after Anthony was asked to leave the memorial team tent. He told jurors Anthony became angry, challenged Austin to move him, and appeared to be provoking a confrontation before Austin put his hands on him. He described Austin falling backwards, lifting his shirt, and yelling that he'd been stabbed. He also said he and Karmelo Anthony were not good friends. But on cross-examination, the jury was shown photos of the two together at parties, social gatherings, and at a track meet weeks before the stabbing. This was in an effort to show that they were much closer than the witness acknowledged. And then when asked why he didn't intervene, he said he really didn't know, and why he didn't tell his teammates that he knew Anthony to calm everyone down.
I think you understand that they're still young.
So there were very much inconsistencies with these testimonies, guys, very much inconsistencies. Now we're going to speak on this man. Go ahead, the young boy, the child that testified with lies. Well, they all was lying. Wait, before you go, before you talk, I was there when this young lady, a Spanish teenager, now y'all going to have to listen to this story because this story had everybody graping at their pearls. I promise y'all. So this young lady, she was of Spanish descent. She was a witness. Now, please, y'all understand. I don't show y'all. Let me go back and show y'all the tent.
Yes.
Okay. Her tent was next to this tent, right? But she said she was at the bottom. She was not a part of Karmelo's team. She was not a part of Austin's team, okay? She was a part of another team. Now, this young lady took it up on herself through her mother 3 days after the incident. Please, y'all, follow me, because this shit is crazy. Now, 3 days later, she contacted detectives and said that she witnessed the situation. Okay? So she got on the stand. She had a stress ball, baby, and hers was pink. The other children's stress balls were yellow. Her stress balls was pink. She got up there, and so the prosecutor asked her what she saw. She said she was at the bottom, a little ways outside of her tent, getting on her shoes. You know, I guess they change shoes when it's time for them to compete. I don't know. I wasn't an athlete. I was a scholar. Okay. So she was looking up, tying on her shoes, and saw Karmelo and Austin. Now she say she heard Karmelo say, I'ma beat you, I'ma beat your ass and beat you in track. That's what she said she heard. And that's what she told the prosecution. Then, like, he ends his question and he asked her, who was the aggressor? She said, Karmelo. He said that Austin want to fight. She said no. So now it's for the cross by the defense. Now the defense, because Karmelo had two paid lawyers. He had Mike Howard and he had attorney Shook. So the attorney Shook questioned her. He crossed her and he asked her. He said, did you really hear that? He said, because he said, okay, this is what he said first. He said, where were you standing? And like I said, she was at the bottom. Now, y'all got to remember, Karmelo and Austin was on the ninth. Well, at the time of, the stabbing was on the ninth bleachers.
Yes.
Now, she said, but she was looking up. And he said, okay. He said, now, did you talk to detectives that day? She said, no. He said, okay, it took you about 3 days to contact the detectives, or did they contact you? She said she contacted detectives. Please, y'all understand, this is a 16-year-old, okay? Y'all got to understand the minds of certain psychopaths. Now, she took it upon herself to call. Then she went in to the detectives and told them how Karmelo was threatening and aggressive and all this and that. Say she saw and heard everything. Now, I don't know how Attorney Shooks knew that the shit wasn't adding up and that wasn't true. He said, is it really true that you heard Karmelo say this? Y'all, she said, it's an assumption. I swear. Hold on.
That's what she said.
Hold on. I thought I was going to play. But she said it was an assumption. And he said, assumption, you mean a rumor that was going around school that all the children, all the students were saying. And she said, yes. And he said, do you think that's right to come here and tell a lie? Baby, prosecution stood up and said, argumentative with the witness. And Judge Roach said, did he say overruled or sustained? Which one is sustained? Sustained means that he agreed with the attorney, right? So the attorney redid his question or whatever. He said, you swore under oath and this is not right, pretty much like that. But this 16-year-old girl concocted a whole entire lie, y'all. And she came up there on the stand. She actually put her hand up in the air and swore to tell the truth, nothing but the truth, so help her God. And she went up, she sat down and told a fictitious story of what happened. Do y'all see what we dealing with?
Especially to say that, oh, well, no, I didn't hear it. It was just a rumor.
She said an assumption.
Yeah, an assumption, which was a rumor that was going around. So you done got up there and said a rumor that was going around school that you never heard. You didn't hear him say these things.
She didn't.
That's crazy.
And they didn't contact her, baby. She contacted the police. Now, if she would do something, and her mom was in court because all the, young witnesses that came in, they allowed a parent to come and sit, in the gallery with us. Yeah. I know her mama was freaking shocked. Yes. If that girl would lie like that, knowing that Karmelo Anthony life is on the line, his freedom is on the line. This is very serious. And you took it upon yourself at 16 years old
to get on the stand and lie.
To get on the stand and swear your hand to God and lie to try to get Karmelo found guilty of murder.
Yeah, for something you didn't hear him say. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. And if her parents knew she was lying, then shame on them. But I'm hoping that they didn't know. They really thought she was telling the truth and sat in there with her just to know that their child is a liar.
Exactly. Now go ahead. You want to talk about the friend that's not such a friend.
Yeah, because what is funny to me, and you have so many people on Facebook that are swearing by the testimony that one-sided. You get what I'm saying? Testimony. And then you come to find out, oh, the parents hung out. Oh, the kids were doing more than just, being at track meets together. Every track meet, they looked for each other and found each other and laughed and talked and hung out at every track meet together. So for Karmelo to go over there and actually be looking for him in so many ways, it's raining. So let me see if I see my friend, basically, and then him call him over to the tent. It's like everybody's trying to skip past the touch part. You get what I'm saying? And even this boy said, once they brought that up to him, showed him the pictures, all these things, and they were like, even going to the kid that didn't want to testify, that wouldn't call them back, Auntie, would not call them back. Him even saying, well, yeah, Hunter is a hothead in so many ways. You know what I'm saying? Him saying Hunter said something to Karmelo, and then Austin stepped in, and then they both were kind of over him. And then you got Austin saying to Karmelo, when they're saying, well, did Karmelo basically say certain things to him? And he's like, yeah, but Austin also said he'll beat his bitch ass. Like, no one is talking about that. I don't like that no one will talk about what was said to him. They're just trying to make it like this kid just randomly went over to this tent and decided to go, oh, I'm gonna beat your ass today. You get what I'm saying? Like, what?
Yes.
They weren't even under the tent when he got there. And people swear by the hands that they were already under the tent when they showed the video of the boys coming after.
Yes. He was there. Karmelo Anthony was under the tent prior to the twins coming back. Exactly. Now, I want to say coming back because I don't want, the internet, the racist thugs to say that wasn't his first time there. No, I said coming back.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes. But
you brought up about, so the witness that you're talking about, right? So there was a witness that came called by the defense. Yes. He was called on Saturday. Okay, guys. He is already graduated. And matter of fact, he had just took his SAT, all right, that day. Yes. He did not want to be there. He didn't want to be involved, okay? But now he's here, all right? He was subpoenaed 3 times. Yeah, so he did testify that Austin was the aggressor.
He was the aggressor.
Austin placed his hands on Karmelo to throw him out.
Well, now, not just his hands. Remember, he said that he shoved him so hard and aggressively that Karmelo fell back. He was sitting down. Austin walked up a couple steps. He said that he shoved him so aggressively that Karmelo fell back on a kid named Dustin. Okay? And then you know what I'm saying, kind of pushed Karmelo back up off of him. And maybe that's when not maybe, they're saying that's when the stabbing occurred, like coming back, like the impact. So that's why, we could go into that on how many inches it went in, how big was the blade in a minute, because I think it's all being misconstrued and people are just going off of what they want it to be. Oh, it was this kitchen knife, or it was this, knife that you use at, I don't know what they're trying to come up with, but
right. He did say, yes, I'm sorry. Thank you for correcting me because there's so many witnesses. But yes, that young man did say that the shove was so hard that it pushed Karmelo back, and he leaned back on another student who pushed him back.
Exactly. And no one wants to talk about that. No. Nobody wants to talk about that.
They don't want to talk about it. All they want to talk about is touch me and find out.
That's
now they want to talk about that.
Yes.
But they don't want to talk about facts of the case.
Which is still the same thing. Why would you touch someone? I mean, we all learn as kids since preschool. Keep your hands to yourself. Why are we missing that part?
Exactly. So during cross-examination, the witness acknowledged that Austin wanted Karmelo to leave the camp, baby. He wanted him to leave the tent. Austin wanted Karmelo to leave the tent. Now, y'all heard that on the stand when the coach was up there, he said that there's usually a coach under the tent, right, to, help the children be able to, deal with whatever emotions they're dealing with, to make sure that everything is kosher, that there's no arguing and fighting. Now, the thing is, there wasn't a coach under the tent, but there was a coach near the tent, okay? Also, one of the witnesses said that Karmelo responded, "Make me." When Austin asked him to leave, "Make me." Austin became angry, okay? That was said during cross-examination. Austin placed his hands on Karmelo. That was testified upon, okay? It was testified upon that Karmelo never stood up until Austin picked him up, okay? Austin shoved Karmelo while trying to move him. This is what was testified upon in the courts. Now, the witness said they saw the stabbing occur, okay? That was all agreed upon, that Austin was stabbed, all right? Now, we had the medical examiner come in. Now, we're going to talk about what she found, because I was just like so over it, guys. When I tell y'all I was over it, I'm going to tell y'all why I was really, really over it. Because on the first day and the second day, the witnesses said that Austin was stabbed in the stomach, y'all. The witnesses said, not only witnesses, but the coach that performed CPR said that he was stabbed in the stomach. And y'all do know they showed a video from the dash cam, from the police cam of the coach performing CPR, and blood was coming from the abdomen area, guys. So I came up here because I like to update my followers, my supporters. I like to update them with what I learn each day. So I come on here and I say, guys, listen, we've been told wrong. Last year, and they were saying that Austin was stabbed in the chest, y'all. I said, but no, it was testimony that he was stabbed in the stomach. Not only did I report that, the media reported that. Well, Dr. Elizabeth Ventura, the medical examiner, came on here and testified on Saturday. Now, she performed an autopsy on Austin. Now, according to her testimony, now this is according to the medical examiner testimony. Now, I know that the racist thugs, they're going to be calling me a liar, right? But this is coming from the medical examiner. She testified that Austin was approximately 6'1" and weighed around 213 pounds. She said the fatal injury was a single stab wound to the chest. Now, that's what the medical examiner said. Now, who am I going to believe? I'm going to believe the medical examiner. The medical examiner said that the fatal injury was a single stab wound to the chest. She said the wound penetrated the chest, entered the area surrounding the heart, and went through the heart wall itself. The doctor described the wound as having sharp angles, smooth margins, and measuring approximately 2 inches. Now, we do know through testimony, they said that the knife was 3.5 inches long. Okay?
3.5, yes.
What was it, honey?
Yes, 3.5, 3.5.
Okay.
Right.
3.5 inches long was the knife. Now the wound was 2 inches, okay?
Mm-hmm.
She said that the knife can create different appearing wounds depending on the movement and circumstances. Now, this is what is important, guys. She said that the knife can create different appearing wounds depending on movement and circumstances, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the the defense attorney asked her, was it horizontal or vertical? She said it was at an angle.
Slightly slanted, yes.
Slanted angle. And he asked her, could this have happened from when Karmelo, when he fell back and then was pushed forward, could Austin have fell on a knife?
Mm-hmm. And she said it was possible.
She said it was possible.
Yes.
I'm not saying that, y'all. That's what I'm just not. Listen, I'm just telling y'all what was said in court. This is not my angle. This is not what I'm telling y'all to believe or any. One thing about true crime Auntie, I don't tell y'all what to believe. Okay, I just give y'all the facts, and y'all do what y'all want with it. Okay, you put it in your mind, and then you go look up the stuff yourself.
Exactly.
That's all I'm giving y'all.
Mm-hmm.
So the defense is trying to say maybe he fell on it, or maybe when he was pushed, it went in more. I don't know. I'm just telling y'all what was said in court.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the medical examiner said she cannot tell us who started confrontation. She cannot tell us whether the stabbing was justified. She said that's not her role. Her role is to determine the cause and manner of death.
And remember, they asked her too, could she tell if the impact that the knife that occurred, right? Whether it was like he did a hard stab, like impact, or was it more of a, like we saying, maybe a push and it just happened, whatever, because it didn't go in. It only went in 2 inches instead of it being the size of the blade, which would have been 3 if he actually went to, like, I'm finna really stab you. You know what I'm saying? If the force was behind it, the force of the stabbing was not consistent to someone who just said, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is what I'm trying to do. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
The force was not behind it, and it didn't go that far in for that type of impact. To me, it seemed more like and I don't want to say this is the case. I'm just saying it sounds more like an accident. I'm just saying.
That's what the defense was hinting at.
Yeah, it sounds like an accident. He was pushed by Austin back on Dustin. Dustin pushed him back forward, which raises another question. When they say, "Oh, it's only one person that approached him," then you have this kid and others who say, "Well, both the brothers were standing." You understand what I'm saying?
And I'm glad that you told me. I'm glad you brought this up, guys, because I have a video for y'all. Now, people were saying Hunter wasn't there. Well, let me, because I really have to be really elementary with some of y'all. Okay. Yes. With some of y'all, I have to be really elementary. Now, let me
play the video.
Okay, hold on.
Too much.
Austin was not in court. Neither day. Hunter was not in court. Now, there could be several reasons, but the main reason I believe that Hunter was not in court because he will be called as a witness. Mm-hmm. Okay? Witnesses cannot be in court listening to testimony of other witnesses. He was not in court, not nowadays.
Yes.
Now, let me go on. Hunter was a witness to the incident. Hunter was the one that first approached Karmelo. Hunter initiated this "get out onto my tent. Who are you?" Now, if y'all don't believe me, I'm gonna let y'all listen to Hunter, okay? Because you guys, some of y'all are really tough,
yes,
to deal with. All right, so this is Hunter. Hunter is the twin brother of Austin.
Yeah.
So technically, your bigger brother.
Yes, ma'am. He does a lot of big brother stuff around.
he's always on my back. Even if I'm in the wrong, he'll always take my side no matter what. It's just really heartbreaking to see someone that cares.
Now, Hunter said out of his mouth, no
Yes.
matter if I am wrong, he will always take my back. Now, some siblings are like that, and I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with that, okay? My sister was like that.
Yes.
She but I was nice. I was really like I never got in trouble, during my teenage years. Now, some siblings, they would tell their other siblings, no, you wrong. Don't do that. Hunter said no matter if he was right or wrong, Austin had his back. Now, Hunter said that out his mouth.
Exactly.
That much and does everything even by your side no matter what. Just pass away like that.
Your mom told me that you were there.
Yes, ma'am.
If you don't mind, what happened?
There was this kid, before I knew his name now, this kid was sitting under our tent at track. We asked him to move. He started getting aggressive.
He said there was a kid sitting under our tent, and didn't he say we?
Yep.
He said we asked him to move.
And remember, the kid did testify and say that Hunter said something to Karmelo. When Karmelo responded back smart to Hunter, Austin stepped in. The kid said that. So go ahead. I'm sorry.
You fine, co-host.
Yes.
And talking reckless. And my brother stepped in and said, you need to move. He's like, make me move. Austin grabbed his backpack. The kid.
Okay, hold on. He said that Austin said Hunter grabbed his backpack. Now, this gonna lead me into talking to y'all about the backpack. Exactly. Now, it was unanimous in court that Karmelo, when they was trying to tell him to get front of the tent and they were taunting him, he had his hand in the backpack. Now, all the people said, the witnesses said that Karmelo had his hand in the backpack and he was sitting down, but he had his hand in the backpack. Okay. And he said, touch me. What is the exact words? Because these people.
If you touch me, you'll find out. Then he pushed his shoulder, and then he said, if you punch me, see what happens. Like,
okay, touch me and see what happened. Right. Now, this is what I heard through testimony, because the prosecutors asked the witnesses, did y'all believe he had something in his backpack? They said no. All of them said no. And one of them, he wanted to be so frisky. He said no. Who would think that anyone would bring a knife to a track meet? That's what he was real frisky.
Yeah.
Now, my thing is, there was unanimously, I said it right the first time, but anyhow, he had his hand in the backpack, but he never brandished anything. He just touched me and see what happens. Touch me and see what happens. Now, he had his hand in the backpack. Now, y'all heard Hunter say that Austin. Let me rewind it. He said Austin took the backpack.
Exactly.
The kid, I tried to whip around as fast as I could, but I didn't see the stab. Before I knew his name now, this kid was sitting under our tent at track. We asked him to move. He started getting aggressive and talking reckless. And my brother stepped in and said, you need to move. He's like, make me move. Austin grabbed his backpack. The kid, I tried to whip around as fast as I could, but I didn't see the stab. But then I look at my brother, and I'm not going to talk about the rest. So that's just what I saw.
Okay, that's one out of three. Now I'm going to give y'all a second interview from Mr. Hunter Metcalf, who is the twin brother of Austin Metcalf, who was on the scene, baby. He was there under the tent. Matter of fact, he the one that initiated the argument.
And he admitted he initiated the argument. So I need people to go ahead and admit it, that he was the person that initiated all this mess. Okay?
4 in the
Right.
morning, and they had all the delays.
Okay, so this
Me,
is the interview that Hunter and Mama Metcalf did. Now I did see Mama Metcalf. She was in court every day. She was in court every day, and so was Jeff. Now, when I was in court, Mama Metcalf and Daddy Metcalf, they were sitting by 4 people apart. They were not sitting together. They was not in unity as far as, I don't even think they was being,
I don't think they like each other, but that ain't for me to say.
Right. They was far away from each other, but they were there, right, for the case for their son. All right, here's the interview. I'm going to play the interview, T. If I'm not back real quick, you can go ahead and speak on it, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
It was a really bad storm in the morning, and they had a lot of delays. And me, my brother, a couple of kids were walking back from the field house of the middle school because we attended that middle school when we went to middle school, and we were saying hello to old coaches and catching up with them. And then we're walking back to our stand. We put our tent up so all the bleachers were right there were not wet from all the rain. We come back, we sit down, and this kid said something behind me. I've never met this kid in my entire life. I never knew who he was. Said something just inappropriate and uncalled for. And I turned around and asked him who he was. He started getting really aggressive. My brother stepped in. He started being, how he always is with me, just brothers, just having my back. And things started getting more higher in intensity. And the kid said some aggressive stuff, reckless stuff, also try to handle the problem.
Austin was always one to step up. He always was one to step up and be the person that would do the right thing. And he was doing the right thing by saying to this gentleman that you're not supposed to be in this tent. This
stuff just sit around our tent area, and we set that up for the girls' track every meet we had. So it's just he knew he wasn't supposed to be there, and he was it's just a tragedy what happened.
And then what happened, Austin? After your brother stepped up, what happened then?
He stepped up over there, asked him to move, got aggressive. He grabbed the bag, and then I whipped my head around, and then all of a sudden I see him running down the bleachers, grabbing his chest, just blood rushing out. He said, he got stabbed. First, I froze for half a second. I didn't know what to do. And then I saw him about to fall. I went to go over there. I grabbed him. I see.
I can't pause it, y'all, because it's on Auntie's side. I wish I could, but I can't pause it. Okay, there it is. So listen. Our hearts go out to any mother that loses a child, any parents. Okay, so we're not coming at them on he deserves.
No, not at all. You won't hear that over here. Not over here.
Go ahead and say that for the people that are listening that think that we're saying it was.
Listen, our motto is when one mother cries, we all cry.
Exactly.
Okay?
But in this instance, we're going to say, what the brother is saying that hasn't been mentioned yet. So if all these children that testified, that stories have changed since when they first spoke to the police officer the day of the event, saying that the boys were aggressive or both the boys went to him. Their stories changed on the stand. Why did no one mention the fact that he grabbed his bag? No one mentioned that fact that he grabbed his bag. I'm so confused to why that has not come up one time. If these children are testifying the truth, right? Why haven't they said not one time that he was being aggressive and he grabbed his bag? Because that's his items. Why would you touch his bag? He had no right to touch his bag or his personal, his skin, nothing. He had no reason to be in his space. None.
And from what was testified upon is that Austin walked up 3 flights.
They say he definitely did that. He definitely
not 3, 5.
5. He walked up 5. They say he was on the 9th. He was on the 3rd.
He was on the 5th.
Yeah.
Austin was on the 5th and he walked up to the 9th.
Yes. to confront Karmelo, who never stood up. But if he was the aggressor, wouldn't he stand up?
Of course.
The person that's standing up, if you're non-violent, right? A non-violent person would stay seated until it gets violent, correct?
That's right.
Maybe we're all hearing this wrong, but I definitely know from this whole thing and what the brother said is totally different from what these witnesses got on the stand to say, because they never mentioned Hunter, which Hunter is here saying that
because they all were coerced and they were.
And Hunter hasn't been on the stand yet, so I hope the defense brings.
Oh, the defense, Hunter will testify.
Good, because
he has no choice.
Yes, this last gentleman that testified for the defense, he definitely said Hunter was the one that started this, and that because Karmelo said, what did he say? He said that Karmelo said, "I'm a nobody." He didn't say Karmelo said all this extra. They say Hunter asked Karmelo who he was. He said, "I'm a nobody." You get what I'm saying? So I don't understand where all this other stuff come from. That's when he said when Hunter gets aggravated fast or agitated fast or something.
Hunter say he get aggravated fast.
No, but even the board testified to that.
I got the board testimony. Yes, board
testimony. He said that Hunter basically gets aggravated really fast. And he said that Hunter stood up to say something like Karmelo had to leave. And when he said he wasn't, like he's not bothering. No, he said, "You're the only person bothered by me being here." That's what he said. Karmelo said, "You're the only person who's bothered by me being here." And that's when Austin stood up, taking up for his brother. So
and let it be noted.
Yes.
Let it be noted that the person that called Karmelo over there never intervened. He never tried to de-escalate it. He never tried to say, he never said, "I called him over there." What he did was pull out his phone, and y'all will hear that later on. Go ahead, baby.
Yes. So that's why I'm going, I don't understand why no one is mentioning the fact that this testimony was put out there. The young man said that Hunter is the one that said something first, that Hunter is the one that got agitated, that Karmelo said to Hunter, "You're the only person don't want me here." And then Austin stepped in to protect Hunter by saying, "No, you need to leave. Like, we all want you to leave." Not no, everybody stood up and everybody got involved and we all wanted him to leave. You get what I'm saying? They said that was not the case.
It wasn't. And also, let me add, since I was there in the courtroom, there not only was Hunter and Austin yelling at Karmelo, they had other athletes, y'all listen. It was about 4 or 5 of them messing with this boy.
Yep.
Telling him to leave. And then we have the racist thugs. They saying, they had asked him 15 times to leave and he wouldn't leave. First of all, if y'all go sit somewhere, right, as an adult, y'all go sit somewhere in a public place and a person come to you, another adult, on some rowdy shit, and they say, "You can't sit here, you got to go." Y'all can't tell me y'all just gonna get up
and walk off. Especially if they touch you. Please explain that to me. We know this is an open carry state. We know Texas is an open carry state. Which one of y'all are gonna sit there and let someone walk up to you, tell you have to leave, and then grab you to throw you out?
Some of y'all get upset when a person cuts y'all off in traffic. Yes. And then y'all pull out a gun and kill them. Not only that, y'all follow them and kill them. Exactly. This is cutting off in traffic. So y'all can't tell me that y'all gonna go sit somewhere where you have sat before. Okay, please put it on record. Where y'all have sat before, and then y'all have an adult who has no authority
at all.
No authority. Tell y'all, move. You got to go.
You got to go.
You got to go. And y'all just gonna stand up and get your belongings and leave. Y'all not gonna play them games with me.
At all. And no one's justifying violence and boys killing. And y'all can stop saying your boys or young men are running around. Listen here.
Let's go ahead and get him together real quick.
We're gonna say this: every race has young men who are out here doing things that they shouldn't be doing. Now, mind you, if we're gonna talk about our personal children aren't doing any of that. Okay,
they in college or don't graduate, because I'm way older than her, so I got some graduates.
Thank you, and I'm working on masters and stuff. So y'all got to stop coming with this whole thing of your young men, we let them run around with guns in their pockets or all this extra stuff. Every race has degenerates. Okay, that's what we first gonna start. But then
we can say, y'all young men go to a church and sit there and get up and kill all the parishioners there.
Now, exactly. We definitely can do that. But we're not trying to go there. Okay, we're not trying to go there. So stop using this race-baited, race hate thing that you guys are coming in here with. That is not what's going on. We're speaking on facts, on self-defense, and you're supposed to keep your hands to yourself. You guys are trying to justify the fact that he put his hands on someone and then there were consequences to that. Should he have lost his life? No. We're not agreeing with him losing his life.
Not at all.
Consequences to putting your hands on someone when you're not warranted to. That's it.
Take color out of it, guys. If y'all took color out of it, maybe y'all could see it a little more better.
They don't want to.
If that racism blind them to the truth.
Yes.
To right from wrong.
Sad. It is sad. It is sad. Okay. It's so sad, Auntie. You got people at the courthouse yelling, this man needs to be hung. You got people on social media, and I don't even want to go into all this, but I'm just going to say it.
Go into it, honey.
You got people on social media saying slavery needs to come back and all this stuff. Well, who going to be slaves? Like, we're trying to figure out where are we going with all this extra? If you guys start losing in a debate, basically, that's where name calling comes in. Then people are monkeys. There it is. Y'all have to stop that extra and stop putting that on the black race, or before it was what the Mexicans were the problem. They need to get out of the country. Then it's something else. Well, I don't remember this country ever being for whites. Like, where are we going?
Oh, and listen, Ron, okay, and he has a great, I love this. Hold on. I love this, Ron. Now, Ron, you are so correct. If Austin was black, no one would know about this case. Local news only. Thank you so much. That is one of our obstacles, man. Thank you. You are so correct.
So I'm glad you pointed that out.
That's one of our disadvantages, right? No one cares about a black man being killed, a black child being killed. No one cares, about a black child being stabbed at a track meet. You are so right, Ron. That's one of the disadvantages of being black. That's why I cover. Majority of my coverage on stories majority of my coverage is black people.
Yes.
That have been killed, right? Whether it's by their own race or another race. Because guess what? Sometimes the local news don't even pick it up.
Exactly.
Okay. Exactly. And no one knows about those cases. And when I put on these cases, people say, oh, we didn't hear about this. That's right, because it was just another black person. Exactly. So, Ron, thank you so much. I was going to talk about that too later, but thank you, babe. You are awesome.
I'm glad you're not against anyone, and we're welcome to your opinion. If you feel he's guilty or whatever, that's fine. We're not against you feeling how you feel. We're just pointing out facts. All we're doing is showing the facts. Auntie's showing the facts, showing what the testimonies were, what was said in court, those type things that people are getting mad because we're pointing them out. That's it.
And why get mad and call names? I have not went on anybody's page or anybody's podcast and called them names.
No, not once.
I haven't.
No, not once. You have not. Neither one of us. They're on Facebook right now calling you a piece of shit bitch. Like, we're not acknowledging. We're not even going to
receive a diploma, y'all. I received a diploma. It was an image of a diploma last night under one of my reels, and the diploma it was made like a diploma, and it had "World's Dumbest Nigger." And that's what I received last night.
That's sad.
And I'm gonna warn y'all because I feel like everybody, I know most of them pages when they talking shit is from fake pages and all. But I'm not going to go back and forth. What I do is I report the comments. I'm going to get your page. Your page going to be gone, okay? Yes. So come playing with me on Facebook, calling me niggers, bitches, and all that, and I catch the comment, I'm going to report it, and your page will be gone. Now, I'm just giving you a fair warning. See, that's not provocation. That's a warning.
That's a warning. It is a warning. But go ahead, Auntie, because we don't want to get off subject because they're getting us off subject. But thank you, Ron, again. We appreciate that.
I understand. Best I can to understand.
You can see, you can picture what happened when what was coming out of his chest, and y'all can visualize yourself. I don't want to put that on my mom right now, but I pushed my hand on there, trying to make it stop, and I grabbed his head and I looked in his eyes.
Did the video show that?
No. So let's also, put facts out there, guys. Austin did not die in Hunter's arms, guys. Please, let's just say that. Austin did not die in Hunter's arms. The coach was there doing CPR. He tried to save him, y'all. Yes. And it was so sad because Hunter did say, "Save my best friend." It was so sad, y'all. I promise y'all, it was so sad. But that coach really tried to save him. And the coach was not from their school, but he did try to save him. Now, since we have been talking about racism, okay, I want to show y'all a video from another person, right? From the aspect of a white person and how they feel about what's going on with this racism. Because we have us two Black women speaking on it. Now we're going to hear from a white person, okay?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Trial of Karmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf. Now, the first witnesses took the stand.
Okay, that's not it. Sorry.
Okay.
Let me remove him. Oh, God, let me see. Can I find it?
It say violence. Did Austin break his dad's arm? That's what the dad said.
The dad said it. He did. He broke his collarbone. That's why his arm is in that damn sling. Yes.
He said he dislocated his arm. He said his boys were pretty big, and he said that they trained kids in jiu-jitsu. I don't say that all wrong, but you know what I'm talking about. And he said that his son dislocated his arm. He did say that.
Dang.
So what about the white man that killed his mom and ambushed school and then off this damn stuff? And listen, it's stuff they don't want to talk about, okay? They want to make it like we the ones running around here like crazy fools when it's all racist.
All racist. So I don't have that, but anyway, we're gonna hear from somebody of a different culture speaking on this case. Because I don't have the one that I wanted. Dang, I do my best, guys.
Austin's dad came straight out with forgiveness for Melo. Well, if you would have heard him on TikTok, I don't think so, because he don't call people niggas and everything on TikTok. So I don't know, Ron. You probably need to go listen to him on TikTok, okay?
Okay, I'm going to speak for Ron. Ron, you are very correct. Jeff did come out and he was forgiving when it first happened. And like Ron said, he knew his son. He did come out and he was, forgiving. He also tried to give an olive branch to the Anthonys. Now, the Anthonys did not take the olive branch because you guys don't know the back ends of what was going on, okay? So there was threats being made from over at the Metcalf camp, including Jeff, okay? We saw stuff, you know, that was on camera. We did not see what was going on from behind. So, yes. And I just want to come out here and say one of the reasons why that olive branch was not taken is because Jeff was doing a lot of stuff in the background. All right, so let's go ahead and play this video.
Took the stand, and people were saying 4 out of the 6 witnesses were black, which is impossible because they have not identified any of these kids' witnesses because they are minors. Now, one of the witnesses said, I remember people confronting Karmelo and saying, you shouldn't be here, you probably should leave our tent. The student testified, I also said you should leave. When asked by prosecutors whether the confrontation was aggressive, the student replied, I don't think so, before adding, I remember it getting more aggressive. Now, they said Anthony refused repeated requests to leave. I remember Karmelo refusing to leave and Austin saying you need to leave. And Karmelo said, touch me and find out. Which to me, that's not like touch me and find out I'm going to unalive you, but like, you know, touch me and we'll have a problem, which is self-defense. Witnesses estimated Anthony was asked to leave as many as 15 times. Prosecutors asked whether anyone tried going up to Anthony. They said, no, sir. The exchange lasted roughly 2 minutes. Witness testified, Karmelo started refusing to leave. The student said, when asked who was provoking the confrontation, they responded, Karmelo. Now, these are friends. I'm sure they're being respectful to the Metcalf family. So I don't fully trust that these kids are going to give us the real side of the story. I think this is them describing it, wanting to get Karmelo, accused of murder. So the students described the aftermath. They testified Metcalf fell down the bleachers and stood up. Austin fell down the bleachers onto his back and he got up. The witness said he lifted up his shirt where his chest was all bloody and said, I think I got stabbed. When asked whether Metcalf said anything else, student replied, I think he said, oh my God. Did it look like Austin was trying to pick a fight? No, sir. Did it look like Karmelo Anthony was trying to pick a fight? Yes, sir. But the thing about it is other witnesses, one of the last witnesses said it wasn't a push. He lifted him up like one of those linebacker type drills. And the last witness said, oh yes, Karmelo felt it. Austin was a 6'1" linebacker, a big guy who was almost 80 pounds heavier. Now they're painting Karmelo as the aggressor, but from what witnesses are saying, he never stood up. The prosecutor says, did this look like self-defense to you? No, sir. Was Karmelo Anthony the aggressor? Yes, sir, is what they said. And I got a message to all the racists in my DMs, personally emailing me, you can miss me with all of your racist BS. Go study history and understand why this case is polarizing America. And if the tables were turned, and if there was a white kid who would, we were saying was self-defense, you know, most of you would be saying, oh, he's innocent, he's innocent. Miss me with all of that. Secret Service Sam out, Sam Super President of the world.
Thank you.
I love him. I have to give you his page. Yeah. I mean, he's like me. We just speak facts on things, you know. Right is right, wrong is wrong. We all feel that, you know, there's an unfortunate incident. It should have never happened. We wish that it would have never went this far. We wish that both kids were, you know, able to go on with their lives, right, without being touched by this.
Yeah.
So, you know, I mean, like I said, it's super, super unfortunate.
Yes. And then I say, too, he's correct. If it was the other way around, you know what they would be saying? Oh, the black kid should have kept his hands to himself.
Correct. Now I'm gonna go to one of the testimonies from one of the prosecutor witnesses. Now I'm not gonna name the young people, okay? Because I'm respectful like that. But he came in to testify. Now, he did testify that students were telling Karmelo to leave the tent. He recalled hearing statements like, touch me and see what happens. He also testified that after the stabbing, Austin was yelling, he stabbed me. Now, during cross-examination, things became more interesting. The witness admitted that he was about 1 to 2 bleachers away. He acknowledged he could only see certain parts of what happened. He agreed that Austin was the only person standing up immediately before the stabbing. He also testified that he observed what he described as more of a soft shove than an aggressive tap. Now, we find when he was cross-examined like the others, it was described as a linebacker move, a lineman drill, okay, where they run up and, go into, I don't know. I looked at it, to see how it looked. So pretty much it was described when we got to the truth that Austin, because Karmelo would not move, he grabbed him and kind of lifted him up. Now, to me, this is just me. This wasn't said in court now. This is me, for the record. Put it on the record. I'm saying this. Karmelo was on the ninth bleacher, okay? Now, we have someone who is 40 pounds heavier than him. He shoved him. Karmelo went back, came up, then he grabbed him, okay? He grabbed him, lifted him up. Now, all I could see with my visual is him throwing Karmelo down them stairs, down them bleachers. That's all I could visualize is him picking him up and throwing him down those bleachers, okay? Now, we would have had a dead Karmelo.
Yes. And they would be fine if that was the case. It's crazy. If I'm sitting down, even if I'm talking shit to you and I'm sitting down, how am I the aggressive person? I still don't understand that.
Exactly.
I still do not understand that. I don't understand how I'm provoking you either if I'm sitting down. Because you talking shit to me, I'm talking shit back. The moment that the boys decided to stand up and walk towards him, that's when aggression begins.
That's correct.
Yes,
okay.
Sir.
Engagement.
Exactly. Engagement. That is the aggressor. I don't understand how they're going, oh, but he provoked him. So now you're saying words do hurt. If he did say any words.
I like that.
So now you're saying words do hurt. So if someone says certain words to me, then I have every right to walk up to them and go to throw them out of wherever we are because you said words to me. I'm trying to figure out which side of the table are we on? Because it, like we said before, it continuously moves when it becomes us. And that is getting tiring. It's tiring because every time it's one of us, the tables move. Why? Why does it move?
Hold on, moderator. Do I still have a moderator in here?
What happened, Auntie?
This guy, I want him to be. If there's a moderator in here, I would like for this racist thug to be blocked from my channel.
Please get him out of here.
Maybe I can do it. Hold on. I think I can do it.
We gotta go because we're not doing that. We're not on that, so we're not doing it.
Hold on. Let's see if I can. I think I can.
And that's the type of comments that you kind of go.
You've been banned. You will be banned. You come over here talking crazy like that about children being AR'd, okay? Come over here and talk about people being AR'd and enjoying it. You will be banned.
Yes.
From my platform. We don't sound like that over here. Oh, want to know racist thugs? You see how they talk?
You don't even want to say
that. So crazy.
Yeah, that lets you know where they are mentally. And they say we have no self-control. Really?
They're talking about great. They love that. They love talking about great. And they actually go out and do that type of stuff.
Yes. because they are emotional wrecks. Okay, they are emotional. Okay, they have no emotional stability at all. They're not stable. They're not stable. Who says that? Like, what the hell? Girl, I don't like that. Who says that?
That is weird to me.
It's
what in the world? I'm telling you.
You're right, Cowboy.
These people say.
Yeah, you're right, Cowboy. Only on the internet.
That's right. Only on the internet. That's right. That's right. So, guys, let's do some fact checks. Okay, we're gonna do some fact checks.
Yes.
So, when this first came out, there was rumors going around that Karmelo was not participating on the track team that day. They said he wasn't participating, that he had been suspended from school. Now, it came out in court, Karmelo was not suspended from school, and he was actually participating in that track meet that day. Okay? Now, let's go to some more fact checks. A week before this track meet, okay, Austin, I can only speak about Austin. It came to me that Hunter too, but I'm only going to speak what I know. All right. A week before, Austin had been removed from the track team. Okay. He had been removed from his track team. All right. And on that day of the track meet, he was messaged by the coach. Could he come and help set up the tents? Now, the coach said that he needed to be more, and this came out in court. The coach said he needed to be more, responsible person, a leader. All right. Be more responsible and a leader. Now, the court tried to use, the prosecution tried to use the reason why Austin, felt like he could ask Karmelo to move and get out, that he was being a responsible leader. That's how they tried to paint that in court.
That's not being a response. Putting your hands on somebody. You can ask them to leave, but you know what a responsible person would do? Go get an adult.
Correct. He's supposed to go get an adult. So please understand, Karmelo was not suspended. He had every right to be there because he was competing for his track team. Now, y'all understand that? Now, if you don't, I don't know any other way to put it.
He rode the bus with the track.
He rode the bus.
Track meet.
He was to be there.
Yes.
Another fact, it was not a kitchen knife. It was not a switchblade. It was a multi-use tool. Exactly. Let me put it back up here.
A multi-purpose tool. Please.
Multi-purpose tool. This what was used. I'm still not saying it's right that he used it in that way, but this is what the weapon was.
It was a multi-purpose tool. And just because the sketch artist did not sketch out every single scissor, this, that, the third, they could have just showed the blade part of it. Showed it in court, y'all. The police officers and everyone still said, they stated it was a multi-purpose tool. Thank you.
Exactly. So my thing is, like I said, I spoke to my grandson about this tool, and he said, oh, yeah, a lot of us use them, he was saying for cleats, and he also said something about they wrap some around them or whatever. Listen, I don't know. I'm not an athlete. They wrap something around them. Now I'm thinking, don't they like wrap something around their ankles and stuff?
That tape. When they
wrap and they use that to, cut off stuff. Sometimes. So he said this is something that's very popular amongst athletes.
Yep. That's right, baby. Swiss Army knife.
Swiss Army. Hey, nephew. Swiss Army. Yes. So now, what else I can say? It was confirmed by the medical examiner. I ride with what she says because she said that's her job to examine and see what caused the death. And was it homicide, accidental, or natural? She said it was homicide, and she said she don't know who started what. And she said it was a stab wound in the chest. She said the wound was about 2 inches long.
Yeah.
Now that comes from the medical examiner. Now, listen, I know some of y'all racist thugs, y'all out there with that GED and stuff, and y'all think y'all know everything, but you don't. Okay.
Yes. And we got to point out too, because they had a whole thing on Facebook saying, well, oh, the medical examiner said it's a homicide. Well, the medical examiner can only say a couple things: homicide, suicide, this, that, the third. The medical examiner's job is not to say, oh, it was self-defense.
No, she said that's not her job. Now, thank you. You told Harper said Officer Jacob Saltz of the Frisco Police Department testified that a type of knife is commonly carried as a tool rather than a weapon. Thank you so much for that information, baby girl. Thank you. Yeah, see, we like information, like we like facts over here. I don't give y'all the angle. I just give y'all the facts.
Exactly. Understand? They just want to keep saying knife. So like, if you go and correct it and say it was a knife in it, yes, but it was a multi-purpose. No, it was a knife. Okay, cool. I mean, go. You got it. You got it.
Yeah. Also, what I do know, because I was there. Now,
right there.
The defense has elected. Now, we have to talk about this. Now, for some people who are in the chat or listening on Facebook who are supporters of Karmelo Anthony, we have to talk about this, okay? Even the defense talked about this, all right? Now, the defense has elected for the jury to give out the sentence. You understand? The defense has elected for the jury to sentence if he is found guilty. The judge will not be sentencing Karmelo if he's found guilty. I was back and forth with some people. Now, I don't really go back and forth with them. I replied gently replied to, some people who said that the judge was going to sentence Karmelo to death penalty. Now, we do know that Karmelo is not being charged with capital murder. Capital murder is the only murder that qualifies for the death penalty in Texas. Capital murder. All right? So he's not, listen, the death penalty is not on the table. All right? Now, what's on the table for murder is 4 to 99 to life. 4 years to 99 years to life. I was there. I heard it with my own ears from the judge, the prosecution, and the defense. That's what is on the table.
Exactly.
4 years to 99 years to life.
If found guilty for first-degree murder, though.
If found guilty for first-degree murder.
But they have the right to change it. Okay, y'all have to remember that. The jury can't come back and say, oh, well, he is guilty of killing him. Unaliving him. He's guilty of that. But we don't see it as premeditated unaliving.
Right. And for murder, we have to have intent.
So they can come back and say, well, we feel that it was more of a
my God. Thank you, Ron. I appreciate that. Ron Roberts. Thank you for the $50. And he says, I appreciate a sensible conversation. Thank you so much, Ron. We appreciate that. I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Yes, they definitely can come back with something other than first degree. That the jury can do that. So we're not going to eliminate and say, oh, he's just gonna be found straight not guilty, because we don't know that. You get what I'm saying? We don't know that. He admitted to doing this. So you got to look at all angles. Do we feel it's self-defense? I do. But it's up to the juries to feel, those people on the jury to feel it was self-defense,
Correct. It's not up to social media. It's not up to the families. Mm-hmm. It's not up to the bloggers. It's not up to the news stations. It's not up to the judge. It's up to the jury to say whether or not that the prosecution has proved beyond a reasonable doubt that Karmelo Anthony committed murder.
Exactly.
Those are the only people.
I think there's reasonable doubt there. I think
Thank
because
you for coming in, pretty green eyes. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I think because of the testimonies, the things that have happened, once they get Hunter on the stand, I know it was his brother, whatever, but once they get him on the stand, I think that's going to I know that's going to contradict a lot of the things that have been said out here. And the people who are rage baiting, right, are driven by race, they're probably going to turn on Hunter. Remember, they ended up turning on the father in here because the father said certain things. Remember, and you played it, and they was like, "Oh, he doesn't know. He wasn't there." It's like they just want to be mad. It doesn't matter what's said, they just want to be mad.
Ron Roberts said, "I don't want Melo buried under the jail, but getting out free would set a bad precedent."
I can see where he's coming from with that, to say it could set a bad example, to other children, because, some kids are not mentally mature enough to understand, okay, you can't do that, whatever. But I do feel because of what happened, the size run, and that's the only thing I can't take away, because of the size, because they did approach him. Because
it's multiple people. He was actually cornered, guys. Listen, he was actually cornered. You have all these people yelling at you to move. We're dealing with teenagers now. Now we're dealing with egos too. Yes. So he's there, alone, because the person who called him over there is acting like he don't know how he got there.
Exactly. And that made it. And remember, he was recording. But he wasn't recording.
Okay, let's talk about that.
Please, let's talk about that.
So one of the witnesses on the stand for the prosecution, before this person, the friend that's not a friend, testified the next day. So one of the first witnesses said, they asked, was there a recording? And the witness said, so-and-so had his phone out and he had it at an angle like he was recording, right? Mm-hmm. So when they got after the incident and they got to the bus, because the first thing that they all want is the children safe, right? So all kids had to get to their appropriate bus. Okay. Mm-hmm. So one of the kids asked the boy, "Oh, I saw you had your phone out. Were you recording?" Mm-hmm. The boy who has lied said he didn't know Karmelo. I mean, this boy right here, if they don't get him some help, he's going to be a serial killer, because we do know that serial killers are psychopaths, okay? And I feel like liars are psychopaths, sociopaths. That's my take on things. But anyway, he told the other boy, "No, I wasn't recording. I just was pretending like I was recording." Mm-hmm. And he pretends like they're recording.
Yeah, remember that he testified that on court when he was crossed. He said, the defense said, so you had it high, but you weren't recording. You had it high enough to where another kid was looking to see that you were recording, but you weren't. "Oh, but I wasn't recording." Okay, but the police did take your phone, right? And he said, yes. He said, did they take your phone, or did they ask you for your phone? He said they took it. He asked him again, did they take your phone, or did they asked you for your phone? He said they took it. And he said, what did they want with your phone? He said they said they were going to search for anything, videos or pictures that I may have deleted. So he said, so you saying you did not record and you had no pictures, correct? And he said, no, I didn't record. But it was like he was getting agitated. Like he, you know what I'm saying? They said it was like he wasn't sure. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe they don't call.
He kept saying, one thing I do know, that particular witness, the friend that's not such a good friend, kept saying, I don't recall.
I don't recall. And then they recall lie by showing him proof. So you still recall, then it's like, oh yeah, I remember that. Like, what is going on? But at the end of the day, him saying them questioning him the way that they did about the picture, Auntie, or the video, I'm wondering, do they have something?
That's what I want to know. I think I'm going to be honest with you, because listen, guys, that attorney, both attorneys that Karmelo Anthony has, let me tell you something, they have a great track record. And that's their job, right? This is what they have been doing for years, okay? So he is a good attorney. I think they're going to come out with a huge surprise in this case.
But because they asked him multiple times, are you sure you did not record? You sure you didn't delete a picture, right? You did not do that. And they said he was more like, you know what I'm saying? Like he was 100% sure. And even when they asked him about the push, they say you demonstrated earlier that it was just a push to the shoulder, like a nudge to the shoulder or whatever, but it wasn't aggressive, correct? And he said, yes. They say, but didn't you testify and you said that it was actually like a huge push? And he said, yes. And they say he pushed him back into the other kid that I said earlier. Can I say his name? Or
you can say his name because he didn't testify.
Yeah, he pushed him back into Dustin, and he said, yes, it was so aggressive that he pushed him, and all the momentum pushed Karmelo back into the Dustin boy, and Dustin pushed him up. So that lets you know they had him surrounded. Someone was behind him on the side. Is that the third? So they was surrounding him?
They were surrounding him. Listen, guys, he had nobody there.
Yeah.
And he's a kid. And he's more smaller than any of those kids that were there. He's a scrawny kid.
A lot.
Okay. He's very scrawny. Even his parents are scrawny. Like they're a small family. So Karmelo is there, boys, and that what scares me sometimes. I have a son, they want to, don't look like a weakling, right? Yeah. Teenage boys, they don't want to look like a weakling. Sometimes they want to be the man of the house or whatever. Even if they have a dad there, they still want, they want to be looked at as someone, that can protect, right? So now you have these guys your same age barking orders at you. They said it was about 4 or 5 of them yelling at him. They were talking mess, right? And so he's there and he's like, touch me and find out. Oh, and I have another thing. Now, when he shoved him, Karmelo, he was scared. He said, well, you shoved me, but you didn't punch me,
Exactly. So that was more than once that he put his hands on him.
Yes.
That's the thing that they haven't pointed out. It was more than once. And Sherry, they already did that. They already crossed to examine him. That hasn't been, I don't know why the news haven't reported that yet, but they already crossed examined him with the pictures and everything to where they know he's lying. That's already been done. I don't know why they haven't placed that out in the news yet. I don't know why.
Right. And that's crazy because the more popular news station, the bigger news stations, they're not putting everything out like that. They're not. They like to keep people, like, oh, wow. They want to keep their audience. Okay. Yes. So they're not going to say everything. But what else did I learn while I was there?
You learned a lot.
Dealing with the case, guys. Yeah, and I had notes. I got notes and everything. But they so we were doing a fact thing. So Karmelo, he was supposed to be there. Austin was off, then he was back on. I want to correct myself with that because I said that he wasn't competing, but I am kind of hearing now that he was accepted back on the team. I actually read it that he was accepted back on the team. So Austin was supposed to be there too.
But he wasn't competing. He still was not competing.
Okay. Thank you so much. Let's see what else was done. All right, listen, guys. I can't really think of anything on top of my head. Yeah, that Karmelo has epilepsy and seizures. That was brought up. Definitely that was brought up, but it didn't affect him, I don't know what that's supposed to mean actually to the case.
Because, you know, most kids, maybe it was brought up in defense to him because, you know, most kids with epilepsy, they can't be hit in the head.
Oh, okay. That's true.
Yeah, it can cause a seizure. So I don't know if maybe it was in defense of him to kind of go, hey, he was afraid. If he was hit a certain way, it could cause him to seize. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. I don't know. But once it was said, once you had told me about it, I was like, oh, well, that makes sense. You know,
right? Oh, okay. So you think that's probably why they brought it in?
We don't know. I mean, you know, I would think that would be why. I wouldn't let nobody hit me if I knew I could have a seizure. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna fight you.
And also, when Austin was stabbed, he did kind of stumble. He stumbled down the stairs. He didn't roll down and fall. None of that happened. He did grab his body and he said, "Oh, I've been stabbed." Now, when he got to the bottom, he did, he fell. I mean, he was bleeding profusely, definitely. And he actually, it went fast actually from the stabbing to him, losing consciousness. And we know because he was stabbed in the heart,
Yes, I saw the video, which is great. I mean, it was grainy, but you guys did get to see it, right?
Right. Well, that part wasn't. The actual police cam wasn't grainy. Can you continue to talk? I gotta step away real quick.
Okay. Okay, Auntie stepping away. So yeah, what was I gonna say? What was I gonna say about the kid that said about them being aggressive? Because no one wants to admit the aggressive part. It is a sad situation. I hate that someone did lose their life. That's very sad. Okay, but I did want to point out again that I'm just shocked not shocked. Let me take that back. I'm not shocked that the media has not reported the witnesses from the defense side telling that the Austin actually called him a bitch and said that he would kick his ass. I don't understand why that side has not been reported and no one's talking about that on social media. I don't understand that at all. What is Austin dad Jeff used multiple words. Yeah, we did hear where his dad used the N-word a couple times on TikTok. We played that video probably like a month or so ago. Auntie did play that video of him saying some things that we were like, oh my gosh. But like we said, you do have parents who lost a child. So we try to give a little bit of grace where we say, you can, as a parent, you could probably understand their anger, whatever. But I need people to clear up the narrative also, this whole EBT narrative when it comes to Karmelo. At the end of the day, his family was well off. They were fine, okay? They were in a home. They keep saying his stepmom. That is his mother, okay? He was in a 2-parent home who were married. The actual broken family was the other side. And not that it shouldn't matter. I don't know why people keep bringing that up, but they keep talking about it as, oh, the black kids with these broken homes. And this was a complete opposite. Okay. This was completely opposite. The other children's home was broken. The parents were not together, but the Karmelo's parents are married, are married and in the same home. Okay. So y'all gotta chill out with that. I don't know why that is such a thing where they're going, oh, these black kids are being raised right because they're in fatherless homes. That was not the case in this case. Okay. It was
that wasn't the case with Karmelo's family. Definitely. So guys,
by blacks, Mexicans, and Asians more times than you would believe. I'm happy, old man. Oh, I understand, Ron. I understand. That would make sense. But go ahead, Auntie. I'm sorry.
All right, family. So let's open up the panel. Now, if you guys want to come up here, you can come up. You don't have to cam up. You can cam up. Whatever, you prefer, what you're comfortable with. Now, anybody that wants to come up on the panel, drop the link in the chat. if you'd like to come up and discuss today's live. I want to know how you guys feel about the testimonies, the conflicting testimonies. I want to know if you guys feel that it helped the defense or it did not help the defense. I want to know how you guys feel. Do y'all think prosecution right now has the upper hand? I want to know, do you guys believe that the physical contact changes, that it is, makes this a self-defense case? Based on everything you've heard here and maybe in the media. So if you guys want to come on, I would love to have y'all on this panel, okay? Come on, guys, listen. Step up and say something,
Very respectful, though. Listen, we're not arguing with nobody, but we definitely want to hear people's opinions from both sides. We would love to hear it and seek out facts. Because if you say something, we're going to go research it, okay?
Correct.
Research it.
So anybody want to come up?
You dropped the link?
Okay, I'm going to drop the link, guys. See, that's why I have a co-host. She keeps me on my toes.
But y'all don't have to cam up if you don't want to. You just say your piece and be done, okay?
And this is my first time actually opening up a panel when I go live. So catch the link, guys. I'm going to give y'all a few more minutes to decide what y'all want to do. I'm going to play a little interception here while you guys think. I know it's scary, but you can do it.
Yes.
You can do it. You can do it.
Exactly. Well, Cowboy said, I want to know how you started verbal confrontation, physical confrontation, and then you're the victim and not aggressive. I need to
Come
know.
on, Ryan, catch that link. We want to hear.
Exactly. You, Cowboy, that's a great point. I mean, Ron has had
some 864 Cowboy fan. You can come up. All y'all can come up. I think I can have hold on. I don't know how many. I think I have 3 or 4. I'm not for sure. But yeah.
We want to hear from people. Melo's family was balling more than Austin. Austin was big man that Melo was going to a better college. Austin was tweeting about football 24/7 for sure. Couldn't get into his dream college. Oh wow, I didn't know that.
All right, Jay.
Yeah.
Hi, Jay. Welcome. Hi, Jay. Welcome to Auntie's Live.
How y'all doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm glad to see that people are covering this. You've been doing a good job covering this, by the way. Y'all been doing a good job.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Hey, I was wondering, did you hear anything about, I heard something about yesterday during court when one of the witnesses was testifying and Jeff Metcalf was giving instructions to the witness, shaking his head, nodding his head. I seen somebody, I don't know if you guys already covered this, but I seen somebody report on that earlier.
Okay, so the person, I'm kind of disappointed in that person. And I had met her in person. And I'm going to tell you why I'm disappointed in her. Okay. Now, when we were given instructions during, court and before court, and if we needed anything, if we saw anything, okay, we reported it to the bailiff. Now, his bailiff name is Mr. Hunt. Mr. Hunt was very visible to all of us. We were instructed if anything, we saw anything, we heard anything, people, just being out of order about anything, we report that to his bailiff. Now, the person, like I said, I met that woman that reported this. She reported that when one of the witnesses was on the stand, right, that she saw Jeff Metcalf shake his head up or he'll nod his head no. Now, she says she saw this. She said she was disgusted by it. And then what did she do? She came to social media. There's nothing we can do about that.
Exactly.
Nothing.
It wasn't reported to the bailiff?
No.
No.
Oh, wow.
Right. And that's the first thing. Listen, I'm going to tell y'all something. If I would have seen it, I mean, she can't just stand up, raise her hand or nothing. But we had recess, different times. We had bathroom breaks. We were in and out at different times. All she had to do when court was, on recess, you go up to that bailiff. He will get that information to the judge. And that's crazy, because that's some really good information that needs to be known. If Jeff is coaching witnesses from the gallery, okay, if he's compromising the case, the judge needs to know about it. We can't do shit about it on social media.
That's a mistrial.
Yeah, that's a mistrial. But yes, I heard about it yesterday, and I was upset.
Yeah, that's crazy. If that's true, that's something that should have been reported, because that like throws the case right there. And it also goes with the narrative that I've been hearing from people like you and just from reading transcripts, which appears that there's been a lot of contradictions, from the original reports to some of the testimonies from some of the witnesses.
There was a lot of contradictions in the witnesses, and it actually was caught in real time during court by the cross-examination, who had transcripts from the recordings when the interrogation took place. So there was a lot of, the kids were coached. I'm going to say that. I just don't come out here and say stuff, that I personally, like I give you guys facts, but I'm going to be personal right now because I saw it. Those kids were coached.
No, just for nuance, because, you would expect that a prosecutor or any attorney is going to prepare their witness.
Yes.
So you're saying it went further than just regular preparation, but to narrative framing?
Yes, narrative. Thank you. I like that. Yes, narrative. It was. You could tell. If you go listen to any other people that was there, the content creators and stuff like that, you will hear that they felt like those children were, they were given a narrative to go off on.
But even remember, sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead, ma'am. Go ahead.
Remember the one young lady that said she was summarizing? What did she say she was doing? Assumptions. And then when they asked her again, did you hear this? She said no. Basically, it was like a rumor that
she said no.
She was just repeating what was around school. She never heard it herself. You get what I'm saying? Or some of the ones that came back where the defense came up and said, hey, but didn't you tell the police officer the day of, you gave a statement stating that the boys were aggressive, that he actually touched or pushed them, whatever. And then the person is like, well, yeah, I said that day. But at the time they're saying, no, he wasn't, he didn't do that.
And the prosecutors, they have the same access to those interrogation transcripts. This right here, I want to say is also very, very true, that teenagers don't use words like that. And they were using on the stand. That's very true. Because like I said, the one frisky kid, he was like, oh yeah, like who would ever think that a kid, that's what he said, whoever think a kid would bring a knife to attract me, stuff like that.
I caught that too. That seemed kind of weird. That seemed like they were just running with a narrative by saying that, because that's kind of been the narrative. Like, so what about the jury? Do they seem like they're engaged and they're picking up on the inconsistencies? Does it seem like it's affecting them? What's your read on the jury?
So the jury consists of 6 men and 6 women. And I was watching them. They didn't seem to be as far as even affected by the police cam of when Hunter was being worked on. They just their face are very stoic. I didn't see too much emotion from them, because like I've been in a court case where autopsies and actually autopsies pictures were shown, and I've seen jurors cry. Now the Metcalf family, they were very emotional, right? And that's something that is very, it's something I'm sure that was very hard on them. They had to relive again. So they were very emotional and crying, and but the jurors, no, they had no type of expressions or anything on their faces, but they were very attentive, at listening to what was being said. They were very, you could tell they were paying attention to everything. So I have faith in the jurors, these jurors, I do. But yeah, no, none of them were emotional or anything like that. But I do feel like they were picking up on inconsistencies of the witnesses, And listen, you would think that the prosecutor, okay, when he spoke with these kids, these children, that he knew they were lying. Because he had the transcript.
Yeah.
Well, and I don't want to take too much of your time, but I want to just say at least a couple things. Number one, did they not allow cameras in because of the age at the time that this happened to protect the youth? Or because I'm thinking, like, if they're showing grainy footage from what I'm hearing, the prosecution is, even though there's 4K that exists, they're not allowing cameras in. They want to control the narratives. From what I'm hearing, the only reporters that they delegated are only from that specific area. So they're going to have a loyalty to that. Like, is it because they want to make sure it doesn't get out too much? So it'll be kind of like, close knit to where the information's controlled and they can possibly, try to, rig it, for lack of better words.
Answer that, and then I'll answer. Go ahead, T.
You want me to answer?
And I'll answer.
How I feel about it.
Go ahead, be truthful.
I'm gonna be truthful. I do feel that they're trying to keep the facts from being out because to me, it feels like, I told Auntie, it feels like they're trying to railroad him. That it doesn't matter what the facts are. You get what I'm saying? Because I'm going, even in the case where the young lady was missing and her uncle did this, what it was, Jarvis Butt's case, they even had the cameras in the courtroom, even though there were children being interviewed. You know what I'm saying? So why is this case so closed off? Why did you guys stop people from going and paying to see the video? They stopped all of that. Then they said there was no video. Like, there was so many things that were inconsistent to me, to where now that they're in trial, right? It's like, oh no, we're going to keep the people out. We're going to keep them speculating or going off of what people are saying happened. You get what I'm saying? Instead of letting them actually hear the facts for themselves, so that this wouldn't be such a race-baited trial. You get what I'm saying? Because if people heard the inconsistencies and the things that are happening, I don't think it would be as race-baited as it is.
Right. And I'm just afraid that no matter what, like, the jury already has their mind made up and they're just going to stick on code. I'm afraid that would happen, because what I've noticed, I know it's online, but I've noticed, like, a lot of people, they don't really care what the truth is. Like, they have their narrative, they're running with it, and no matter what happened, they think that he should be in jail. So
right. They don't want to hear the truth, right? They just want, they see black and white. Now, yes, they're very strict. We have to leave our phones. If we're trying to get into the courtroom, we have to leave our phones out, okay, in the car. Now, also, Apple Watches were not allowed. You're not allowed to have an Apple Watch. That's how strict they're trying to keep everything. I don't feel like they're trying to railroad him. I do feel like they are afraid to see the truth. I feel like they know that once that truth comes out, it's going to be an uproar amongst I'm going to say the white people, because I don't think the Asians or the Pakistanians really care like that. But it's going to be an uproar. They want it to keep being a narrative that Karmelo is guilty, that he murdered Austin. They don't want the public to hear the truth. Why are y'all being so strict where even the reporters can't even they can't even record? They have a sketch artist. I met the sketch artist, and she's doing a terrible job with the sketches. I mean, terrible. Those people that she is sketching, and she's a nice she's about 80 years old. She's very nice, but she's doing a terrible job, y'all. Them people don't look nothing like what she sketched, okay? But I feel like this. I feel like that they want that community to continue with what they are thinking, right? They don't want it to be shown that we should not even be having a case.
Exactly.
The Proud Boys were there. The Black Panthers were there. Jake Lang, he came in full costume, and he was saying, listen, y'all, he had a poster of 4 white people, and he said that the black people killed them. I don't know what happened.
Was Charlie Kirk.
Yeah.
What black person killed Charlie Kirk? I don't understand it.
He had me confused because I thought, shit, I say, well, darn, I didn't know a black person killed Charlie Kirk. I mean, I had to go look it up.
Yeah, no. Oh, our friend gone. Jay's gone.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. He dropped. But I didn't drop him. He dropped. I don't know if his phone went dead. But come on back, babes. But yeah, I think that they just don't want it to get out.
No, I don't think either. I don't think they want people to know the truth. I think they want people to keep running with the same narrative that there was this big blade, a knife that was a kitchen knife or a pocket knife that he was carrying around school in his backpack looking for trouble instead of letting people see what the actual weapon was.
To be honest, it's not even a case. Do y'all see how quick the prosecution rested?
Yeah, because no case.
Do you see the witnesses that the prosecution had and how they was calling lies?
There's no evidence.
Oh, his phone died.
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jay. Yes, thank you, babes. We are so happy you came on. You was our first person to ever come up on the panel. Let me see if I can make this sound, a clapping sound for you. Hold on, or fireball. Let's see.
And can we get some more people? We like talking to people. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like we said, even if you're not on Karmelo's side, it's okay. It is okay. We like to hear how you all feel. We'd like to hear your reason for saying it's not self-defense.
Exactly.
You have to mention the fact that he touched them. Okay. When you come say it's not self-defense, you have to mention the fact that he touched them. You can't keep leaving that out and not saying that. They said they about to use Austin friends and that jury to put that boy in jail. Yeah, that's how I feel, Cowboy. I ain't gonna even lie to you. That's how I feel. I feel like they're gonna use
There go my sound. Here I got sounds, honey. Y'all better watch out, okay?
Okay. Miss is BN3 said, that's how I found you all. I refuse to continue listening to law and crime networks and their false narratives. Thank you
so much, honey. We love you being in our true crime family. Like I said, we just give y'all the facts. We don't give y'all the take on it. It's up to y'all what y'all believe. And guess what? No matter what y'all believe, we gonna still rock with y'all.
Exactly.
Okay? We gonna still rock with y'all.
And you're right, Woodrow. What is it? Woodrow Collier. Yes, the boy did testify that Metcalf said he was gonna beat his ass.
He did say that. That was in testimony.
And said that he told him, "I'll beat your bitch ass." Okay.
That's baby, listen. I would have been shaking in my boots.
Being the size and they made that. Listen, y'all. For the people that don't want to hear it and they keep putting up this stuff, talking about, oh, Karmelo's this tall, this, that, third. Police reports, everything from that day, okay? And even with the examiner speaking on things, the medical examiner.
Yes.
Karmelo is 5'8", 135 on the day of this incident, okay? Austin is, 6'2", they said? They put him at 6'1", 213 pounds. That's what he weighed in with the medical examiner, okay? So you tell me if someone 6'1" stood over someone 5'8", 135, 6'1", 213 pounds with his brother and others, that wasn't a scary situation? I think it was.
Very scary. And the thing is,
what happened?
People get mad, right? When I say size will be looked at when it comes to self-defense. I don't understand how they cannot think that size will not be looked at. Of course, size will be looked at.
Yeah.
Even genders are looked at. Okay.
Yeah.
When it comes to self-defense, genders looked at, because who's the stronger of the genders? Men. So if you got a man beating up on a woman and she kills him, they gonna say, hey, he's a bigger, stronger person. She needed something. The force was not proportional. It was disproportional. When it came to Karmelo against Hunter and Austin, let me take Hunter out of it, even though he's in it, okay? But when it came to Karmelo at 5'8", 137, sitting down, looking up at a 6'1", 213-pound person, it's disproportional.
No.
Yes, they looking at size.
Yeah, because they said it in the testimony. Remember, they asked one of the kids, they were like, what would you say that he was a lot bigger? And the kid said yes.
Yes, they asked. But they get mad at me, call me a nigger, a bitch, dumb, stupid. And all I said was they gonna look at size. I'm just giving out the fact that I heard in court. But I'm a stupid nigger, monkey, whatever else, that the racist thugs, some of them have a GED, some of them don't, saying all this type of stuff to me. A college educated woman that don't have a criminal history. But I'm all that stuff that they think they want to call me.
Exactly. He said, why do you think the prosecution didn't call Hunter to the stand, Auntie? Do you think
that's a good answer? I think that where that question at?
It's up top.
Go up.
Yes, go up.
Okay. Now, either the prosecution, they are playing, they being strategic with that, right? Because they want Hunter to be the last thing that the jurors hear. Hunter, the twin brother, had to see his brother die. He's gonna cry. They're gonna give him some tissue and water. Okay, they want that story to be the last thing that the jurors hear. Now, trust and believe that the defense is gonna call Hunter. They're gonna call him, right? And that's when the prosecutors are gonna come in and they're gonna play on people's hearts. But he had to watch his brother die. They were always been together from the womb up until that day. You know, he saw this, he saw that. Because even with the police dash cam, he was yelling, "Save my best, somebody save my best friend." And that was very heartbreaking. So yeah, that's one of their last ammos. So they gonna wait. They want defense to beat him up. Then when they cross, then they gonna get all this, stuff.
And then I hope the defense come back. Look at me, I always gotta say something. And I hope when they finish with the heartstrings, because it was hard for them to go through. But I hope the defense come back and say, but didn't you put your brother in this position? Did you not start all of this? And your brother came to your defense? That's what I hope comes back and they come back and say, I'm sorry.
Exactly. Hi, Renee. Welcome to the True Crime family.
Hey, ladies. How are you?
We're good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I just really want to state my opinion, especially when it comes to the Black and the white community. I think it's more of ignorancy versus racism. It's so, because here's the thing. You have some intelligent, sophisticated Black people, just as well as white people. And to be out there doing all of that, instead of us coming together in unity and saying, hey, we need to all teach our children, don't approach another child and come off threatening, or don't carry, it's no unity out there. And so I've been watching some of the protesting. Like I think he's a Black Panther. He was like, he made a comment, no good cracker unless it's a dead cracker. Like that's ignorant to me. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not even, Oh my goodness. And so when it comes to Carmelo, I have been very quiet on my social medias about it. But I have been praying for this child. I have been literally like, God, please wrap your hand around this child. Let this child walk. And I do believe that when this child is acquitted, his family needs to leave the entire state of I would not be in Texas.
Oh, they are leaving.
I would say I think they
I know that they are leaving.
They're not in their home. We'll say that.
Okay, great. I do believe, and of course, I'm sorry that his Austin lost his life. I'm not,
Yes.
parading like woo, no, I don't do that because I have a child too. But I do wholeheartedly believe that Carmelo, from just what I have seen, like they have posted videos of him, pictures with him and his family. I do not believe that young man came over there for no drama. But what this case has shown me as an adult, I'm 35 years old, be careful with friends and associates. You see how people turn on you? The fact that that young man turned on Carmelo, that right there was scary to me. That right there, that man he is a menace to society.
Thank you.
We both said
He's dangerous. That man, I promise you, that man there is dangerous.
Turn it down.
So
go ahead.
that's all
I'm
I
talking to you. No,
yes, that's
my niece.
That's all I wanted to say. I just think that it's more of ignorancy than racism because I'm going to be honest with you. Nigger is not a color. Nigger is a behavior. I just want to let everybody know that.
Preach, baby. Preach, sis.
It's a behavior. It's not a color. You can have a Asian that could be considered one, a white, black, anybody. It's a behavior.
My mom taught me that.
And so I'm just like, all of this, all of the back and forth, just like I've been tagging you in some of the videos too, Auntie. That's been going on outside of the courthouse. Like, okay, there was a case where, like the black people, I'm gonna be honest, some of the stuff, I'd be embarrassed. Like, come on, y'all, put some clothes on. Like, I'm just being that's because that's what they want us to be out there with our hair all over our head. Not the whole black race is like that. You got some black people, women, baby. We put on our clothes and we're very intelligent. We have degrees, and we do not go by we very logical, okay? There was another news reporter out there. I loved what she did. She told him, she said, hey, I don't go back and forward. I'm not doing no arguing. She said, I'm here to report the facts. And she left it like that. But I honestly believe, y'all, now just take this down for today is Sunday. God is going to this young man, he is not going to be found guilty.
Amen.
It's going to upset.
Baby. Speak it.
Yes, he's not. He's not. God is already in the midst because where they messed up at is when they coach these children. See, this ain't nothing but this is a spiritual warfare right now. This really the enemy. This is really the enemy. And I tell people, I'm not in the court, but I am listening to you, Auntie, and some of the other reporters that's in there that's in the courts. Yes, I'm telling you, the jurors, they have listened to these people. Their stories are not the same, and it should have been the same.
No,
yes, it should have been the same. It's not. You're right.
Honey, I'm telling you.
Listen, one asked me on social media, well, how would you feel if someone came in your space and wouldn't leave? And you wanted them to leave, right? And
right.
If they were speaking to someone that they knew, I would mind my damn business.
Yes.
Like, you can't ask me that because I would mind my business.
Thank you so much. No more drama for that $4.99 super chat. Thank you. I appreciate you, babes.
Best. If they're talking to another kid that called him under that tent, guess what I would do as the other kid that's sitting there? I would mind my business. I wouldn't say, who are you and you need to leave. If you're socializing with another kid, I'm gonna mind my business.
But can I say something, you guys? And I know that the coach didn't mean any harm when he they claim he texted Austin and told him to be the leader. Stop with all that.
Exactly.
Give him, because as if I was the coach now, if I would have done that, I know he didn't have no ill intentions when he asked him to be like a leader, not to be an adult and all. He just said be a leader, right? I would feel bad as that coach right now. Like, dang,
He
like, man, I
probably
should.
does. They were crying. The coaches were crying.
Yes.
I'm sure he does feel bad about it. Because, but he was pretty much saying because of the, Austin being, he's probably one of the best athletes on that team, but he was doing stuff like missing practice, doing stuff that he shouldn't be doing. And pretty much he was saying, you need these little, the younger athletes to look up to you. He did not tell him to go there and act like them children's father.
And remember somebody. No, he did not give him that type of authority.
Right. And to the young man that he went over there and talked to, I want to just say this. He could have said, hey, man, y'all chill. He over here. I called him over here. It's raining. He chilling. Like, he cool people. He from the other school, but he cool. Like and that's why I'm going to be honest. Now, I know a lot of people is not going to agree with this, right? I'm sorry, but I got to be honest. Can I be honest, Auntie?
Yes, of course. Come on, niece. Come on now.
I'm glad there's no black jurors on there. We hate each other. Black on black.
I spoke on that. Mm-hmm.
We don't like each other.
No.
We don't like each other.
Because they said they had 5 black jurors who said Mr. Chow.
Yes. And matter of fact, it was 7. There was a man that was in court. I watched his live earlier this morning. I will send it to you, Auntie. It was literally 7. I will. There's 12 jurors, right? If I'm not mistaken, it's 12, right? Okay, so it was 7 black individuals that literally said that this man was not guilty. Why do y'all want Karmelo to have a black? Why?
Yeah, that's why I ain't mad no more. At first it was a little shocking. I'm not gonna lie. I was one of the ones that was kind of shocked, and the defense, they tried to fight to keep him on, but then I say, you know what? Sometimes we have to just sit down and let God work. Okay?
Yes. And that's what I've been honestly praying, because I've been literally like with those, when you just said a few moments ago that when they were showing the body cam from, I guess was it Austin, bleeding out or whatever the case may be. They wasn't shook. Those are logical people up there, because most jurors, they'll cry, they'll show emotions, they're all for the facts. If they wasn't shook by that, they just for the facts of this case. I believe that. And I do believe that I'm telling y'all, and I know I'm saying this, and the case is not even over, but that young man is not going to be found guilty.
Amen.
He's not, because if he was going to be found guilty, why are the white people so mad? If y'all already know
I said that the other day. I think baby, they mad. They hotter than fish grease, honey.
Yes. Because they know that, and here's the thing. I don't agree with some of the stuff that our black community are saying, because I think I saw what's his name? Charleston White. What's his name? Charleston White.
Girl, Charleston White.
He was like, yeah, he should have killed both of them. I'm not with all of that. They were still kids and everything. But if there's all these big old boys surrounding me, the young man had no other choice, because if he would have tried to run, they was going to pick him up and throw him down those bleachers. That's what football players do. That's what they do.
They did a lineman move on him. They picked him up.
They did. And
yes,
is testified to.
You think they was just gonna walk him down? They was gonna throw him out.
No, they was gonna throw him out. And then let's just say they done threw this young man down them bleachers. He hit his head the wrong way and he gone.
He gone.
So it's either me or you. And I'ma always tell my child it's them. If somebody come up on you like that, and you're not, and he was sitting. He was sitting.
He never got up. That show you he was scared.
Yeah.
That show you he was scared. Cause if somebody walked up on me, I'm finna get up. Cause I
me
know
too.
He's finna go down. He was scared.
Yes.
He stayed in his seat.
Yes. And he was trying to, deter them from getting up on him by saying that. And like they said, them children said on the stand, we didn't feel he had anything. Pretty much that he was bluffing.
Yeah, they thought it was bluffing. And like his brother said, Hunter said, Austin snatched the book bag. So he touched them more than once. That's why we have to look at the logic of what's being said. If he walked up on him, he snatched his book bag, he put it back into another child, into Dustin, and then they say he lifted him. That is more than once. Y'all, they acting like all he did was this.
Yeah.
If he snatch your book bag, that's aggression. If I snatch your book bag, then I go and I push you so hard you launch back into another child, which was testified that he launched.
Yeah.
Pushed so hard into Dustin, and then grab me. That's more than aggression. Like, that's very aggressive. And that's my only thing. It's sad. You don't want something like this to happen to a child. But I think we all are taught, and we teach our children, don't touch no one.
Yes. And I live by that. I'm not gonna go. I would feel weird going up there pushing on somebody trying to move them from a seat. We were butted in line. We were butted in line at the Collins County Courthouse, but we didn't go. The person that butted us, nobody ain't put their hands on her to move her back. The other girl that went on and got back in front of her and got her rightful place. She didn't go touch the woman.
Yes. That's giving off, like we keep saying, where the goalpost is always moved. Because if we go into an establishment, we can be sitting at a park, and I have my chair in the spot at this park. I got my chair and I got my tent up, and someone decide they want to sit right there. You get what I'm saying? Because it's hot or it's raining. They want to sit right there by my tent. You get me? But we're in a public spot, and I tell you, no, you got to move. And they say, I'm not moving. It's raining. It's a public spot. This is just me throwing a scenario out. And I go to touch that person, especially in this open carry state. And then put my hands on that person, and a person grabs their pew and pew me. You get what I'm saying? I had no right touching them. I had no right.
Exactly. And I want to say this too. So I'm a girl, you probably can hear it in my voice. I'm from Mississippi. I just moved to the state of Texas last year in June. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm literally waiting on my daughter to graduate in the next 2 years. I'm out of here. I have seen so much, and I'm from Mississippi. I have seen the most racism over here in this Katy, Texas area like never before. When I tell you they hate us, it's horrible here. And I'm the type of person, like, I don't try to, because I'm an adult, and these were kids, right? They're younger. I try to just, okay, I'm aware of what's going on, so let me teach my daughter. But Texas is a very racist state. It really is. It is.
I used to live in Katy. I actually had a home out there.
Wow.
Yes. And they in Frisco, right? And I don't know too much about Frisco, but I did do a little research. And let me ask you ladies this question. Us as Black parents, right? We try to, I was raised in the hood, but we don't want our kids to be in the hood, right? So we go into these neighborhoods that's, very nice neighborhoods. It probably be predominantly white or mixed neighborhood, whatever the case may be. How do y'all feel about that? Because it's kind of seeming like, because Frisco, the area that he lives in, Karmelo, it's a nice area, but it is predominantly white there, like Collin County. What do you guys feel about that? Like parents, like Black parents being in that area with their children, especially their sons, especially after this case. Like, what should we, I don't know.
Well, I've had some conversations from parents that it's from that area, and they told me that their children used to come home, and this is the child that's an adult now, but used to come home and tell them, oh, they calling me niggers, they calling me nigger. And for us Black folk, we go to an area that we want our child to go to the best schools, right? We want our child to be in the best neighborhoods, and just so happen it's full of whites, okay? But yes, they're very racist in Frisco. The parents have dealt with their children being called niggers. They cannot say that. They have. But I guess it's something that we are not, I don't want to say immune to, but it's like, it's like the less of the evils. Well, you're in a good neighborhood, you're going to a good school, just words don't hurt, but words do hurt. People sick of that shit.
Yes. Hurt. But I guess as a minority, a Black person who wants to give our children the best in life and let them experience different things, I'm gonna play not the devil's advocate, but I'm gonna say I personally don't, and I hate to say this.
Say it.
Yes.
I hate to say this, but I don't want to live around us.
Me neither.
Why? Do we hate each other that much? We don't want to live around each other?
I don't hate us.
Ooh, but this is opening some cans. Go ahead on now.
True. If I'm in a certain income bracket, and I'm blessed enough, we're blessed enough to have our children experience different things in life and to see life differently.
Yeah.
Know how we are from our other living in our community. And it's not just our community, it's every community. But we're talking about
what if there was this nice community, on the same plan level as you financially, but they were Blacks?
I'm gonna be honest.
Be honest.
I feel like when we all gather, it's great. It's great to gather for a moment.
Yep.
If we have to live in the same area, certain things start being certain parts of, like any other neighborhood, you have every race it has ignorant parts of them, right? Then that ignorant part starts to come in. I don't want to be around it. I don't. I'm sorry, Auntie. That's just me.
No, it's okay. And now I've experienced, mainly living with the white folks, and I don't like it. They nosy. They want the trash can sit in a certain way. They come. They'll put notes on your door. They come knocking. They want to be friendly. I'm not with none of that friendly shit. Y'all mind y'all business, and I'm gonna mind my business. So I'm gonna have to say, I don't like living around them. I don't. They so nosy. Then they want to have neighborhood meetings and all that motherfucking shit and stuff like that. When I tell you they some nosy people.
They are nosy.
And they troublemakers. Okay?
Yeah.
So, I pretty much with me, I'm pretty much a loner. So I want to live in a nice neighborhood. I do live in a nice neighborhood. I have always lived in a nice neighborhood. So, but my experience with white neighbors, they're very intrusive.
And I can see that.
That's my thing with them.
Yeah, I agree with that. And that's why when it comes to, and I'm going to be honest with you. Now, I do got to go back and say this. There's a lot of anger on both sides going on right now, right? You got the Black community angry, the white community is angry. I do understand why our community is angry. We just had a situation where, Andy, was his name Andy Child, just walked free from killing, unaliving a 15-year-old boy, where they actually left out their store chasing this young man down.
Right.
Now, just a week later, we got another trial where we got a young Black man that was protecting himself. And here's the thing, y'all, ain't nobody said this. Who had Karmelo back? He was there by himself.
I said that.
Nobody is talking about that. Who was there to say, hold on, man, this is my homeboy. Ain't none of this finna go down. Y'all can go on. Nobody ran to this young man's rescue. Nobody. Not even the friend that he had over there.
Right.
And
The child, a friend that was not such a good friend.
right, you got pictures with this young man. So my thing is, the black community, we are very angry because, like I said, we already at a disadvantage when it comes to a crime, and we're black. If we do something to protect ourselves, we already at a disadvantage by being a black woman or a black man, right? So with this Karmelo case, I mean, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I don't know when trial ends. I think it's probably next Friday or something. It's
The 12th, right?
it's going to.
Yeah, it's gonna end next week, definitely, because the prosecution, man, they close real quick. So it's just gonna depend on how many witnesses the defense gonna go through. But I can say this to y'all: the prosecution, there was 2 witnesses that the prosecution had that the defense have on recall.
Yes, they do. I love.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
that. Yes, they're
yeah.
them back up.
They not playing with these lying ass children.
They are liars, yes. And here's the thing. Next week, this is what I was going to say. Make sure, because I know you are down there, Auntie.
Oh,
be
I
careful.
don't came back. Listen, I don't came home.
Yeah, we told
and me and my co-host already agreed that I do not need to be present for the verdict.
It's gonna be bad. It's going to be bad. I'm about to tell you. I have already seen it. It's going to be bad where you're going to have officers having to be on these big tall buildings with their rifles out to start shooting people down because it's going to be a big uproar. Watch what I tell you.
And that's what's sad to me is the whole thing was like, if he's not guilty, they're gonna lose their mind.
They're going to lose their mind. Yes, they are.
Guilty, then they want us to still go through some. I don't understand that part because like they even asked the Proud Boy, how did he feel if it comes out not guilty? Then it was like black people are gonna feel it, whatever that's supposed to mean. And then if he's guilty, we still need to be punished. I don't understand that.
They said, and one guy said, and he posted this on his Facebook account. He said, if that boy don't dangle and he's found not guilty, the black community are gonna lose 15% of their community.
That's what
I saw that. And well, they better get ready, baby, because when they made one, everybody ain't listen. It ain't back in the days with the ancestors now. We ain't going back to that. So they better make sure that they know what they're doing out here because everybody's already on edge when it comes to the black and white community. We're on edge, especially us black. So that's why I'm saying I hate that this case is taking place because I hate it, but I'm kind of happy because it's really showing you what the people that you live around, how they really feel about us.
Yeah.
All these black women, instead of marrying these white men, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm gonna speak on this, my opinion. Stop. They hate, they don't like you. They family do not like you. They just don't. They just don't. And because it's showing you right now. It's showing you how they feel about us. They was out there calling us monkeys. It was just ridiculous. It was.
Hey
So
T, welcome to sorry baby. Hey T, welcome to True Crime with Auntie.
Who is that?
Hey, how y'all doing?
Okay, how are you?
Y'all can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. How are you?
Hey, Auntie. Hey, baby. Hey, everybody.
Hey.
Hey.
I'm in the truck. Hey, how you doing? I don't see your name. I'm sorry, but I'm driving.
Renee. Renee, I'm doing your mic, girl.
Renee.
Baby, your phone going out.
Y'all can't hear me?
We can hear you. Go ahead.
Can y'all hear me? Okay, quick thing. I was thinking, I've been hearing from people that actually saw the video, the clear video. And the reason I asked the question, I said that they play each other in high school, and come to find out, somebody said that they're rivals.
Right.
So I'm like, something might have happened. Yeah, I heard they're rivals. Now I know I'm a former athlete, high school, whatever, college, and everything, and I know how certain things be during games, and it can lead to other stuff. Even though I wouldn't go to the route that this went, but I know how stuff leads to other stuff. So the reason I'm saying that is because a lot of people are saying that in that video, the brother, I forgot one of the what's the brother that one that passed? I'm sorry, God bless his soul. But the one that Austin, him and three other guys rushed over to Karmelo and the boy that was sitting together that called him over there. So I'm thinking it seems like that boy that called Karmelo over under the tent kind of like set him up.
Right.
For the way that they say the boys rushed over to the tent. Because they said when they rushed over, they went straight to Karmelo. Like it wasn't no sit down and all that. They said they went straight to Karmelo.
They did.
So it makes it like there's a setup. That's why I said, okay.
Because he had his phone out too.
Right. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So they talking about when I said, are they rivals? I mean, did they play each other in football and all that? And they just said they're rivals. Like that kind of makes sense.
Matter of fact, they captains of their teams.
They are captains of their team.
See, and that plays a big part. And they said they surrounded them. They said the three guys surrounded him, and one of them was pacing himself like he was nervous. So to me, that sounds like a setup to me. Yeah. And then the boy turned on him.
Yes.
But
so that makes it like a setup.
Auntie, didn't someone testify and say that there was something where they got on the top of football and Karmelo did say y'all was ass? Like,
okay, that I wasn't there for that, but I did hear
I heard that
about somebody saying that Karmelo did say, that they was ass. They, wasn't like I guess Austin didn't play as well that season or some shit like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me from a former athlete, like how it could play out. So that's all I wanted to say. I'm gonna get on this line and get back to making this money. Baby, I love you.
I love you
can't wait
too,
to see it, baby. Y'all keep doing y'all thing. I'm proud of y'all.
Yeah, I see some money now.
We got you.
I'm getting that.
You already told me.
She said she well off. She fine. She go to bed, baby. Go get some more in the morning.
Thank
Peace out,
you,
y'all. Y'all be safe. Everybody be safe, man. God bless you.
Have a good night at work.
Okay, later. Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right.
I don't know how to go. How to get off this? Hold on.
Hold on. I help you.
But he had a great point. He did have a great point.
Yes.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. He said, I think they surrounded him after because he asked who he was. Yeah, that's true. That is true. I do believe that it may have had something to do with the sports rivalry.
That kind of sound like he was set up, girl. I did not think of it like that.
Yes.
Why would that boy call him over there, then pretend like he don't know him, and then record it? And when they came, they said they sat. Hunter is the one that sat right in front of Karmelo.
Yep. And they was both captains.
Off to the side.
Yeah, they were both captains.
Yeah. Look, Mr. Divine talking about Jello was glowing when he was speaking.
She's married.
Yes, I still get butterflies from my husband after 20-something years.
Oh, that was your husband? Oh, you mean when you was muted?
No, when he came up.
That was
just your nephew. Don't start. No.
Thank you, nephew.
Yeah.
Oh my God! I was saying, sinner, child. I didn't know that was nephew. A nephew already don't sent me money. You ain't gotta send Auntie no money, nephew. You know I'm fine, baby. You and your wife and others take good care of me.
We love you.
Look at it. She loves to come down on me. Yes, I am.
But yeah, that does sound about right. And
that makes sense.
Just now, the funny part, Auntie, is I played that one recording for him where the lady was talking about back and forth, and he was the one. Just now, he just called in, but he told me he was going to grab the link. But he was the one that pointed out, like, "Hey, babe, did you pay attention that in that recording, she said the defense asked him about something, and that it was said that they said something to Karmelo about him with football, and then he said y'all were ass." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it was just like a competitive argument, like joking argument, but then it turned more aggressive because Hunter became agitated, and then he stepped in to protect his brother, like he said. He stepped in to protect his brother. That's crazy.
Yeah, and football players do that all when they're about to play against each other. They go live talking about the competitive. They do that. Like that still wasn't. No, I'm telling you, the young man that just left off. I think that's your husband. He's on to that. That boy was set up. I mean, it makes
Yes.
because how all of a sudden you don't know this guy, and I'm just ready for the defense. Yes, I'm ready for the defense to I'm telling you, that defense attorney is about to shut this show down
When
next
I
week.
tell you, that man ain't playing, him or the other one. I tell you, Mr. Shook, the other one, the court attorney, he told that girl, he said, do you think this is right?
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
What you did to say that you heard something that you didn't hear.
Mm-hmm.
I love the way he showed that boy those pictures. I don't care. I love the way he said. So you're saying you guys were not friends. You're saying you were only friends with him because of your girlfriend. Okay. So when his parents were over to your home and y'all were playing a video game and he had your guitar around and it was just you and him. Do you not remember that? And he said, I can't recall. He said, you can't. He said, I don't remember. And then he pulled the picture out and said, so you don't remember this picture? And then he said, oh yeah, I remember that now. It was so many times he did that.
Wow.
Even when football field together for track. 10 days earlier.
10 days earlier.
Mm-hmm.
He said, so you said y'all didn't meet up for track all the time. And he said, no, we didn't. He said, you sure y'all didn't meet up every time y'all saw each other at track? Like this was something you guys did all the time? And then he showed him. He said, so this is not you two, saying that this was omitted from evidence, showing him pictures of them on the field together, showing them sitting together, laughing and talking. He said, this is not you. And he said, well, oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I'm telling you, his mom and them need to go get him some help. I'm telling you.
He's dangerous.
It takes willpower. And you know, Karmelo is young. He's 18. To sit in that courthouse and watch somebody that you have had a relationship, whether it was an association or a friendship, whatever it was, to sit there and I'm taking pictures with everybody from now on. I'm taking pictures. We go out. I'm taking pictures, honey. This is crazy.
Yes. They done been in cars together, went on dates together, double dates together. Karmelo playing his guitar, they being silly.
Without
we need to do a call. We need to call for this boy to go to jail.
We do.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, we need to sign a petition. He need to be in jail.
Yeah.
I'm serious.
Not just him, it's a couple of them. It's a couple of them.
I would be so nervous on the stand line, and then when the people don't call me, I probably start crying or something, knowing I don't lie like that. But first, I don't do no shit like that to somebody I don't hung out with.
No. Yes. But that was what the one boy, remember, he wouldn't return the calls. He didn't want to be a part of it because he knew the truth about what happened. Like they have the video, and that's what I'm banking on that. And they knew exactly who was right.
A bombshell.
Who was right there, because they asked him multiple times, you sure you didn't record?
Sure?
Wow.
Have a picture? You didn't have a picture because your phone. They said the police did take your phone, or did they ask you for it? He said they took it. So they took your phone. He said, yeah, okay. So you said you had nothing in your phone. What did they say they were taking your phone for? They were taking it to see if I deleted anything. If I had anything in there, they were tracking back to see if anything was deleted. He said, so you're going to say you didn't do video and you don't have a picture of the incident. He said, no, like he wasn't sure. That's what the testament was, right, Auntie? So I'm going,
yes.
It sounds like they have something.
Yep, you sure did.
In it. And you sat there and you said, oh yeah, he was very aggressive. He pushed him on Dustin and all this stuff. You knew all that played into this. Baby, you know what happened. You saw that he had that video.
Yeah.
To know exacts. He got it.
It's in that phone. And I'm telling you, the defense, listen, y'all, the defense got so much on those high school students. Well, I know they adults now, young adults now. But I promise you, the friend I'm talking about, y'all, I can't get off of him. I know all the other kids lied. I get all of that.
We
But
can't,
I
Mom.
can't.
Go ahead.
Okay, can y'all hear me? Okay, go ahead, y'all.
Yeah. No, you were talking, baby.
Yes, I just can't get off of the young man that said that he didn't know him, and it now it's just I didn't think about it now, but it does make sense since the young man came up here and said he felt like Karmelo was set up, and I do believe that because I was like, who was there for Karmelo? Like, did nobody from where was his homeboys at? So that lets you know, and let me make this point too, y'all. And I'm gonna be quiet. I'm gonna make this point. I'm gonna be quiet because I just fixed my tacos. Let me make this point. If Karmelo was a thug, let me tell you about a thug, right? Because I told y'all I was raised in the hood. If Karmelo was a thug, he would have cut all of them. He would have sliced all of them. That's what thugs do.
Thank you.
That's what thugs do, baby. All the,
What?
He would have slashed all of them. So for him to do that and run and then try, and they say he was very like, I hope he be okay.
Yes,
So
he was crying.
that man wasn't no thug because he would have got all of them. He would have sliced all of them for crowding around him like that. Y'all all a threat. But it was Austin because Austin was the one that literally put his hands on him. And I'm a eat y'all. I'm gonna go on mute.
Okay.
Yeah, I think with the Austin thing, I like I said, I could be 1,000% wrong, but from the way it happened, from the way the witness that spoke for the defense said it happened, where he was pushed back onto Dustin and Dustin kind of launched him back up, I still feel it was a mistake. I believe he pulled it out to scare them, like move. You get what I'm saying? And when he was pushed back, you get me? Because he already had his hands on him. So you pull it out, he pushed him off, and then you push, you know what I'm saying? You push back.
Yes. Ooh, girl.
Like a, you know what I'm saying? That motion of him still coming at him, not knowing he had it, and him trying to pull it to show I do have something. I don't know though. You know what I'm saying? That's just me.
Yes, but that sound, girl. I'm all y'all just really putting these, like, y'all putting these pieces together.
Yeah.
Y'all are putting these pieces together. And that's what's going to happen next week. The puzzle pieces will come together and it will show the true picture of what went down that day.
Yes. Yeah. You told Hoppo, yes, they're saying that he was pushed onto Dustin and Dustin pushed him back. Like pushed his back. So I don't know, but that's what one of the kids testified to. That's why I don't understand why that's not in the news.
Right. Oh, they not. Why they not reporting that the folks was caught in lies?
It's not in
why
the news.
They're not reporting that, and they need to. They need to report the truth. That's why they don't have recordings in there, because they don't want that picture to be shown of these folks up here lying, trying to railroad this young black boy who was bullied. Wait a minute, let me take color out. This young boy that was bullied. By multiple people that day on April the 2nd at a Frisco ID track meet. He was bullied. He was scared. He was by himself.
Yeah, he was by himself. I'm sorry. And what he used, I need them to stop saying it was a knife.
I'm telling you,
it was a blade on it. But we're not gonna keep.
They said, people in the comments on Facebook said it was a kitchen knife.
And it was, oh my gosh. First it was the kitchen knife, then it was this big pocket knife. That, like, oh my gosh. It's just frustrating. It's frustrating as a parent. Like we say, we don't want any kid to lose their life. Like, it shouldn't have never happened. But it's consequences to people. Stop touching people. When did we not?
You don't care.
Did you ever get to use the benefits?
Don't touch people. And half of them ones that's defending them right now, if somebody walked up to them and pushed them down, they probably, girl.
Child, you know, if a black man walked up to a white man and told him to move, come on now.
We already know what's
Texas. He gonna blow his head off.
Thank you. We already know what's gonna happen. That's why I don't understand this. And like I said, I hate that the child lost his life. I really do, and I do feel bad.
I do too. I hate that. I hate that with everything in me.
Always do what we always tell our children: keep your hands to yourself. If you can get out of a situation, move around. But surrounding him, it sounds like he didn't have a way out. If you touch him, you didn't have a way out. If you're touching me, I have the right to defend myself.
This is a case of self-defense.
It is.
There you have it.
It really is. And whether the jury see it as self-defense or try to give him a lesser charge as manslaughter or something else, they have the right to do that. We just pray that they see it for what it is. When it comes to he was attacked. I don't know any other way to say it. He wasn't bothering anybody. He was minding his own damn business. Okay?
Actually, he was called over there.
He was called, and he was socializing with
not bothering, nobody.
No.
And they came up on him.
Yeah.
They came up on. They started immediately when they walked in the tent. They already seen him.
Yeah.
They already had their eye on the target. Just like T said that. He feel like it was a setup, and it's starting to really look like that. And y'all know they say when it walked like a duck and it quacked like a duck, it is a duck.
It's a duck, baby. It's a duck every time. I promise you it is. I just pray over our children, not just saying black boys or whatever. I pray over everybody's children.
Everybody in this world.
To teach them. Like, I just pray that kids start to really recognize that you can't not just children, it's adults too.
Yeah.
Not learn. Leave people alone. You don't know what a person going through that day. You don't know what. Leave people alone and keep your hands to yourself.
Keep your hands to yourself. Stay out of other folks' business.
Thank you. Like I told that lady when she said, "What would you have done if it was a stranger under your tent?" Talking to somebody, mind my damn business.
And I also want to say, guys, as y'all know, Karmelo does not have a weapons charge. Okay, no. He does not have a weapons charge because it's not illegal. As long as the blade is, I think they say 5.5 inches and below. Yes, 5.5 inches below. It is prohibited at school functions. Prohibited, not illegal. Prohibited, not illegal. Okay. So please stop saying that he was he had a like an illegal weapon and that he was trespassing. He was at a public place that prohibited weapons. Okay. Certain things that is prohibited, but it's not illegal. Okay.
And Ron, you're right. It was used as a weapon. If that's what I'm not disagreeing. I'm just saying what type of tool it was. They're saying it was this kitchen knife. It was not.
It was not a kitchen knife. It was a multi-tool.
Yeah, it was used.
Yes, he was set up. Melo was probably kicking during the football game, definitely. And I like this one by Karen. Anytime you get in a fight, someone can lose their life. And we have seen that multiple times, right? A child recently got into a fight. They fell over, and this happened this year. And it was two black girls. They were fighting, and actually, the girl that died was winning, right? Yes. And they fell over, and somehow she did receive a subdural hematoma, right? And she died.
She died.
She was winning. The other girl didn't hit her in the head. She, they was fighting. They fell, and she hit her head, and she died. She died. So, I mean, it could be a push or shove, but if you fall and hit your head.
Hell, the damn security guard. Remember the security guard at the nightclub? They just show, and these were black people, but the security guard, remember he pushed the pushed the black man, and the man fell into the concrete thing where they're doing and he hit his head. You get what I'm saying? It can happen at any point. So that's why you say keep your hands to yourself, because you don't know what yourself do to you. I'm not gonna give you the opportunity to do any harm to me either. That's just the bottom line.
Exactly. And in self-defense, you do not have to wait for someone to kick your ass. You don't have to wait for someone to shoot you. You don't have to wait for someone to cut you. If you feel that you are being threatened and that your life is in jeopardy, you can act. You do not have to wait until someone fuck you up in order for you to fuck them up. That is the law. Okay? If y'all don't believe me, Google it, look it up, do your due diligence in getting knowledge so y'all can know when y'all out here in this world. Know your rights.
Yep. Gotta know them. Gotta know them instead of just sitting up going off of what someone's telling you. I would suggest everybody look them up. Look it up.
Exactly. Definitely.
Yeah. I think this is a great live, Auntie.
It was. So thank you guys. If y'all enjoyed tonight's coverage, please hit that like button. It is so important for the growth of True Crime with Auntie's platform for you guys to hit that like button. Subscribe. Please subscribe. Let's grow together, guys. Let's grow together and share this live. Get this knowledge out, right? All these lies that are circulating, share this live so people can get facts on this case. We need facts out there. We need the public to know the truth, right? We don't need them to know lies. We need them to know facts and the truth. If you like to support this channel, join Auntie's Circle membership, right? You just hit that join and become a part of Auntie's Circle, right? And there's all sort of perks involved. Also, there's a monthly drawing every month on the 20th for a winning of $100. But you have to have been a member a month or longer in order to be a part of that drawing. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting. You know, I'm an independent blogger. Thank you for supporting me, right? Thank you all. Thank you to my beautiful co-host who is also my niece. Thank you so much. You always keep me on my toes, girl. Let me tell you. And you have a wealth of knowledge that you bring to this channel. You are a part of this channel, and you don't know how much I appreciate you. You are intelligent, you are beautiful, and you are loving. I am great to have you in my life. So thank you all for being here. Thank you for supporting me, and I'll see you on the next one. Make sure you guys also hit that notifications so y'all don't miss another live. I don't want to hear, oh, Auntie, you didn't tell me you was going live. Oh, Auntie, darn, I missed your live. Please put on that notification button. Thank y'all so much. And remember, guys, to be safe out there. Be safe, be vigilant, okay? Thank y'all so much.
Thank y'all. See y'all later. Be safe.